Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Tonight's game is The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Chat, would you love me if I wasn't a worm? Because any reports of my worminess have been greatly over-exaggerated. Thank you for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! How is everybody doing? I see that over on Twitch, Extemporaneous was here early with Lurk and a random Transformers check. Deer Stalker! That is, if I'm not mistaken, because that sounds familiar, I think that's like a new character they either added to the Legends comics or is like as a pack-in with one of the, crap, is it one of the Legends or the new Masterpiece or Missing Link figures? I think, but how appropriate, since a Deer Stalker hat is the type of hat that Sherlock Holmes traditionally is depicted as wearing, so that works out. Also, would you rather be the funniest person in the room or the smartest person in the room? I would say funniest, because A, if you're always the smartest person in the room, you're never gonna have the opportunity to learn things, and learning is fun. Demental, Also, like, you can, if you could be the smartest person in the room, but if you're not funny, if you're not charming, people will hate you. And so it's better off being funny, right? And think of Lurk Extemporaneous. Oak says, hey, Longa! How you doing, Oak? Queen Katie says, howdy! How you doing, Queen Katie? Let me take a look over the YouTube chat real quick. I see Frulzy and Rivulet. We're both here early. Frulzy with a party popper emote and Rivulet saying, fun fact, there is a type of bee that makes its honey using meat. Oh, I've heard of this before. And also their hives look really cool. They're called vulture bees. I didn't know what they're called, but I have heard that before of bees. Frulzy says, what? And Rivulet says, yeah, meat bees and meat honey exists. So I'm assuming that type of honey, actually, is honey in general, is that vegan? Because it's like an animal product, but it's not like bees are making it of themselves. They're just like, they're like little shopkeepers. Making honey. And Katrina saying hi and bye. Well, thank you for popping in, if just for a second, Katrina. Back over on YouTube, Queen Katie says, I beg the Ace Attorney gods to not have Logan make spoiler jokes in the same stream that the spoiler happens in, so I can have a better time clipping things. Yeah, I saw it. I don't know if you guys saw on Discord, Queen Katie was saying that, like, the Twitch clipping thing takes over a minute to load. I assume it's not gonna stay that way. Hopefully they're fixing things that to all VOD watchers, turns out that Twitch now take over a minute to load the clipper properly, which would be bad for me if I tried to clip during a live stream. Crystal says, that sucks, what? And Atlantic says, yo, how you doing, Crystal? How you doing, Atlantic? I just realized there's also something later I want to show you guys on my phone later when Vero gets here. I just realized I left my phone in the other room. So I think we're gonna play a little bit, but at some point I'm gonna need to like dash into the other room and like grab it and come running back. So yeah, it's weird. Like I feel like I'm on a tightrope with no safety net if I don't have my phone with me. But anyway, so let's load up the game where we left off last time. It's funny, the last two streams have followed the same pattern in this chapter, where it's gone like, we meet Herlock Sholmes and it's so exciting and wonderful, and then he leaves. Like, I guess we'll go say hi to Hosonaga. And then we did that, and the next stream we talked to Hosonaga, then it's like, Herlock Sholmes, we're doing fun, we're dancing, it's a wonderful, fun time. And then he's gone, it's like, well, we'll go talk to Hosonaga. So I assume that's gonna happen again today. We're probably gonna find Herlock Sholmes, we're gonna have a fun time, and then he'll leave, like he always does, abandoning us. And then we'll go see Hosonaga. I think that's probably how it's gonna go. So let's go ahead and load up our game from where we last left off previously, which was, as I said, about to go and talk to Hosonaga. Right here. Oh, that's right, I forgot the reason why, because he got the crap beaten out of him. He's a bro. Okay, both Herlock and Hosonaga are bros. Because the whole thing is that Hosonaga feels bad that he was supposed to be Kazuma's bodyguard, and he failed. Kazuma got killed, and so he's gonna go out on a limb to help us to make sure that we can investigate. And so he went to go tell the captain, and the captain apparently beat the snot out of him. So I don't know if all the snot. There could still be some snot up there. His nose looks relatively untouched. But he has a little cheek bruise, a black eye, and his glasses are kind of broken on the left side.
Ah, you're back.
Inspector?
What happened to you? Your face is, it's never been good, but it's even worse. Please, don't worry about it. I can't rub bruises off my face. They're just scratches.
Made by a bear, maybe. No, they're bruises. Bruises be different than scratches.
When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard.
What?
Oh, there's that hand again. Why do I have two of these? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped shy of murder. Yay.
So it was nothing, really.
It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to.
Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little more about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh? I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes.
Are they gonna keep this German joke going?
I don't think he was German, though.
Ah, that explains it.
Shall we?
Oh, shall we compare notes then? We can tell you what we found out.
Yes, let's do it. Oh, he looks so weakened from being beaten up.
We gotta present stuff to him. Can we? Oh, wrong button. Can we present things to Hosonaga? Oh, we cannot. Darn it. So I gotta re-click him again to get back into the conversation. I wanted to present things. I'm gonna read a couple more comments in the chat though first. Queen said, yeah, I timed it. You can see the Great Ace Attorney spoiler chat that I reposted in Logan's general chat. It wasn't, I think it was like 1 minute and 3 seconds or something. That's a long time on the internet. And then Queen says, I wish we advanced as a species to the point where we invented teleportation and you could just teleport the phone over. I know it'd be nice. But except here's the thing. Let's be honest. If they ever invent teleportation, it's going to be controlled by your smartphone. You're going to be able to bring that. Like the smartphone's going to be the one and only thing you can't teleport. Queen Kitty says, captions, we're probably going to find her luxury homes are going to have a fun time. That's our buddy's name. He's Luxury Homes. And then a salute to Hosonaga. We can't lose Fulbright's ancestor. Well, not until he's fathered a baby. Clearly he hasn't yet. You look at this man. This is a man who has never touched a woman. But after he's fathered a baby, then he can die. Over on YouTube chat, Rivulet says, regular honey's vegan because of how beekeepers and bees interact. Please ask me to elaborate. I'm so normal about insects, I promise. Okay, well, please elaborate then. Let's hear how the beekeepers and bees interact. Rivulet said, Hosonaga, one of my favorite pathetic, weird guys. This man is always dead serious in the funniest ways and riddled with, Queen Katie says it's an allergic reaction. Okay, I don't have any allergies, but I feel like most people I know who have allergies don't cough up blood. I am fairly certain this man has tuberculosis. The cabin next door.
What? Niccolo Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door?
Oh, do you know who she is?
Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know the graceful angel?
Of course he's a ballet fan. Of course he's a ballet fan.
Ahem.
Oops, I think I upset him there.
Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case at least.
Oh, because he just assumes that if he's a fan of her, she couldn't possibly be a murderer. Couldn't have anything to do with the murder.
Oh, how? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they?
I think in anime, sometimes angels are bad guys in anime. Oops, now I've definitely upset him. And the good news is that when the trickle of blood, he can just, people assume it's from the injuries, the physical beating, rather than illness.
Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful? If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. There is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you.
Oh, what?
Yes, tell us, Inspector!
Oh, new information. I'm gonna read a couple more comments to the chat, just because I want to. You can't stop me. Let's see, Crystal was saying, salute Hosonaga, we really like you. Queen said, man, on top of being allergic to buckwheat, he gets beat up. His poor body system. I hope, okay, maybe this is a dark hope. Because I like Hosonaga, but I think it'd be funny if he just never heals from his injuries, and every chapter he just gets more and more beaten up and downtrodden and just put through the ringer, and it just accumulates. And by the end, he's like, you know, you can see like his skull through his skin ripped open and just everything. That'd be delightful, whimsical fun. Queen Katie says, tis a flesh wound. Yeah, tis but a scratch. Magpie says, caw, Magpie flying in. How you doing, Magpie? Crystal says, tis away from the gut. Wait, what's the, okay, the flesh wound was, of course, a reference to Monty Python, the Holy Grail. What's tis away from the gut mean? Queen Katie says, ad quote, oh, there's that hand again. Why do I have two of these? I don't know why. I was doing that last time and it amused me and probably only me. But I found it funny. So thank you for the adding of the quote there, Crystal. Or Queen Katie, no, whoever said it. Yeah, Crystal, there, someone added. Queen Katie added it, there we are. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Toshi! How you doing, Toshi? Saying Hosonaga beaten up jump scare. I know, it's just like right in your face. I'd forgotten that he was all beaten up last time. Like I knew going to this, oh yeah, we're gonna check it on Hosonaga. I forgot the poor man took these punches or kicks or elbows or smooches for us. Rivulet said, so basically if the bees aren't treated well, they can and will just straight up leave. I love the idea that they just leave. They don't sting ya, because then they die, but they'll just leave. I like it. I like the idea of passive-aggressive bees. Frilzy says, maybe Hosonaga is into it. You know what? Not gonna yuck his yum. And then Toshi says, thanks for your fan service, Hosonaga. All right, and then I'll read one more comment over on YouTube. We'll see Queen Katie said, actually, oh, I do actually wonder if they keep thinking Sherlock is German in the original translation. Well, because hair is like a German word, and so I would assume, well, no, because the original, like in Japanese, they did say Sherlock. That's a good point. So I wonder what the confusion was about then. Maybe Sherlock sounds like a different word in Japanese. That is a really good point, Queen Katie. I didn't even think about that. Okay, let's play some more new information. What is this new information you have, Inspector?
It's this.
Oh, it's a clipboard with envelopes and a letter that's stamped on the bottom.
The Burya's medical officer has finished his examination of the body.
Oh, it's our autopsy report.
I managed to obtain the report.
I'm not a full autopsy, but like one of the post-mortem analysis or whatever they call it. Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report.
Kazuma-sama? So, what was the cause of death?
It's gonna be excuse me, it's gonna be, I don't know if you call it poisoning, it's gonna be venom. Snake bite, like venom, yeah, right? I don't know, I don't think venom counts as poisoning because, I don't know, I just play the game.
Damage to the cervical vertebrae is written in the report.
Okay, vertebrae, obviously your spine is cervical. Is that like upper vertebrae? Cervical sounds to me like clavicle. No, that doesn't sound right. It's probably the opposite, probably lower vertebrae. I'm gonna look up what part of the spine is cervical vertebrae. I'm gonna Google that. The cervical vertebrae are 7 stacked bones forming the neck acting as the topmost part of the spinal column. Oh, so my first guess was correct. It is the top part of the spine. Okay, I could be a doctor. I could be on House MD.
His neck was broken.
Oh, you didn't even need Google for that, Susato. You're smart. You're smart.
Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury.
So, okay, because like in the opening cutscene, it showed us the scene from the actual Sherlock Holmes story when the speckled band was a snake. I guess maybe we're gonna say that it's not a snake. Instead, it was like a rope or a noose of some kind. Maybe it was the bell ringing ding dong ribbon over here. I mean, that's kind of speckly, I guess. I don't know why that'd be coming out of the vent.
So at first, I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all.
So it's not a snake. So, okay, I guess that's good that maybe they had that cutscene in the beginning, not to spoil it, but just to like let you know we're not doing the snake. We're saying that in the story it's a snake, so you know we're doing something else. Well, what weapon was used then?
I don't know, speckled band? Nothing has been found yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark.
We're not doing the thinker again, are we? Because we got that little statue on the shelf. We're not doing... He's not going full Mia Fey, is he? If he is, can we still blame this on Larry? Oh, I see.
All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left.
Poor Kazuma.
I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, it's fine.
Oh, look at that! Oh,
I trust you.
We're friends! We became friends with him even faster than we became friends with Gumshoe. We made a friend! Aw, I hope... Man, if he ever stops trusting us, I'm gonna be so sad in this game.
Huh? After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I?
Ah. The post-mortem report has been entered into the court record. A report from the SS Buria's medical officer giving the cause of death as a cervical spine injury. There were no traces of external injury or poison. That's weird. So, I was so convinced it was going to be poison. I'm going to read a couple more comments in the chat. Magpie says, I bought Tomodachi Island. I added Catwoman and Poison Ivy to my group. Nice! I mentioned this briefly on Discord. So on Friday, I mentioned that I had gone around to a couple stores trying to find it, and they were sold out. So I looked online, found some that claimed that they were in stock, but of course it was like after hours. So on Saturday, I checked that and they were already gone. They were sold out. So I still do not have Tomodachi Live because I want to get a physical copy. But I'm glad you guys are having fun with it. Queen Katie said, did they invent elevators back then? Don't let Hosonaga on one. Well, I mean, it's not like he's an Edgeworth, but I feel like, elevators sound like the type of invention that is probably older than we realize. I bet there were like, yeah, anybody want to Google like when the first elevator was? I guess I could, but I should probably let y'all do some footwork sometimes. Magpie says probably dumbwaiters existed. Okay, that's true. I don't know if I'd count a dumbwaiter as a full-on elevator. I think you got to be able to fit a person in it. I mean, I guess like a big enough dumbwaiter, you can like squeeze in there. You see that sometimes in movies, but I mean like an elevator like designed for people transportation, you know? Quiggity says in all caps, I mean, if you never had the allergy treated, I assume you'd cough blood eventually. Would you? I don't know. I have never been allergic to anything. Let me take a look over at YouTube chat. Reveal it says, and also male bees are usually thrown out during the wintertime because they're generally useless aside from making more bees with the queen. That's the drones, right? Little drone bees, they're the male ones, the big fat male ones. They just get it on and then they die and they don't matter. And then a message retracted and says, louse. Oh, parentheses, Logan House MD. I mean, that Gregory House is himself a bit of a louse. And he is, as I've said before, loosely based on Sherlock Holmes. So, I mean, it kind of fits with the theme of the game here. Rivulet says, friends who are nice to us, smiley face. Toshi said, Hosanaga's muscle memory is so strong, he's still in the same pose, even without a towel. Oh, you're right. He's holding his arm there as if like a towel was draped over it. I mean, obviously the reason is because that it's like the same character model and he's got the same bones, but I like your headcanon, Toshi, that he just spent so much time undercover as a waiter that he's still used to just having the little towel thing. Let's talk to him some more. The great detective.
Huh. Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he? Yes. He seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored.
Did he say anything at all?
One sweat droplet on my cheek. Actually, now that you mention it, yes, just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said.
Oh, the smear on the ground. Because like the message was written out in ink, we decided, but there was the big old skid mark here, so that's shoe polish. Okay, shoe polish. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. Oh yeah, and there was a little bit of a cup there, so maybe it was like a container for shoe polish?
It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass. Do you see?
Susato, sorry.
Perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark. Do you see?
Okay, so they mentioned brick-colored a couple of times. So that's got to be important because, like, the color of the shoe polish. So it's going to be the person's shoes because Kazuma, I feel like we have not seen his feet. They'd be in shoes anyway, but it's mainly the shoes I'm concerned about. But based on the color of our outfits, his shoes are probably black, right? So we'll be able to say that this wouldn't be his shoe polish, right? I mean, unless Sholmes is wrong about what it is. Maybe it's polish for his katana scabbard, although that looks black or gray or something like that as well off to the side.
Yes, that must be it.
But how could Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish? You taste it. You taste it.
That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. He probably ate it.
What is it, Susato-san?
Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue.
Oh, never mind. Okay, so they were brown. Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red then?
That's what tan means, yeah. Yes, a little like the color of red wine. Red wine. But darker. I often repaired them for him.
Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? The mark on the floor has been entered into the court record. A piece of small glass object and what looks like a scuff mark made by Kazuma's shoes were found by the victim's body. Hang on a second, I need a sip of water. I don't know why. We're less than a half hour in the stream and I'm just getting really thirsty. I also miss you, chat. I'm gonna read some more comments in the chat. Queen Kitty said, Hosanaga, I'd like to tell you about some angels in the future who did, in fact, murder people. I mean, wait, are we talking about Ace Attorney? Angels? Or are we crossing over to other game? Because, like, I'm just saying. If you were talking about who I'm talking about, I guess I can't say. But I just need to know if we are talking about the same people. If I'm thinking about the same people. And Quick Kitty says, oh, okay, I just checked the original translation with subs. The German thing is a localization thing. Well, okay, so that does make sense. So was there some other joke there instead that people were mistaking his name for? Chris says Logan wants Hosanaga Gore /J. No, you know what it is? I don't think I mentioned this character before, but anybody here Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fans? I really like, there was a series in the early to mid 2000s. I want to say like 2003. So like if you search TMNT 2003, maybe that's the right one. I don't know. I'm probably wrong on the number. But they had Baxter Stockman, the character Baxter Stockman was in it. And they just had this thing where he would keep working for the Shredder. And every time he'd mess up, he'd be every time he'd fail to defeat the turtles, he'd lose. The next time you see him, he's more injured. So like the first time he's going up against the turtles, whatever, he fails. And Shredder's like, oh, you shall pay. And he's got his claws there. Next time you see Baxter Sockman, he's got like a scar across his eye and an eye patch. So like he obviously got his eye gouged out. And then like the next time you see him, I think he's like in a wheelchair or something like that. And then the next time you see him, he's like, I can't remember, like more and more beaten up. And eventually at one point, he is just like a brain and an eyeball floating in a jar because Shredder just like keeps hacking away at all of his pieces. And that's what I want for Hosonaga. I want him to be a brain and an eyeball in a jar because I love him for his brain and his eyeball. Quickly say, oh, hang on, a pin message written by Magpie. Pinned by Crystal says, I know more about TMNT than I probably should. Lol. I do remember Baxter becoming more and more torn up to the point he was just a head in a jar. Yeah, there was an episode, there's only one episode of that series I haven't seen, because apparently it was like banned in the US, and I had a hard time, like, I think I eventually found the link for it online, but just never got around to watching it. But there's one that, where the brain in the jar version of him tries to like clone himself a new body, and it turns into just like melty body horror stuff. And you know, as far as like a TV Y7 cartoon can go, but I guess they decided that was too intense for American audiences, even though it's an American cartoon. So I think you could like see it in other countries, like maybe Canada or England. I don't know. But yeah, it was in the I want to say the 4th season. I'd have to check my old guide that I had and see which was the episode missing. Anyway, I love me some Ninja Turtles. Donatello is my favorite. He does machines. And so I'm glad to know that we have another Ninja Turtle fan in there. Ninja Turtles is one of the few things I have up on my wall besides like Transformers artwork. I have a little bit of Ninja Turtles and a little bit of X-Men. Quigita says, oh, Hosonaga called the girl a fairy in the Japanese version? Oh, instead of an angel? I mean, I kind of like that. Like, fairy just seems more light and lilting on the ice skating rink. It seems more appropriate, you know? Fairy V versus angel is an interesting way to translate things. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Let's see. Reveal it says, me, when yummy, delicious shoe polish. Don't eat shoe polish. Chat, not everything is food. Only food is food. Bread tastes better than key. Okay, let's keep going here. Oh, and that's the end of our little Hosonaga thing when we still couldn't present anything to him. That's okay. Last time we did everything we presented, he thought was us trying to say we're better than him, and I feel bad for him now.
That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. Oh, I thought I was gonna cough. Oh no, it's just like stroking my hat. It's so smooth. What is this thing even made of? It's like velveteen. My fellow crewman's eyes are boring into the back of my head.
Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you.
Just a little bit of blood there. Poor Inspector. You look exhausted and dying. Oh, no. Well, I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Yeah. You effed up, bro. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning.
Okay, so that's a clue. That's gonna mean he was bonked on the head too. Was the thing that killed Cosmo, was it intentional? Was it an accident that also went him? Was he targeted? Were both of them targeted? Like, it sounds like whatever happened to Cosmo may have happened to him, but hit Hosonaga on his head instead of his neck. I'm gonna go with the statue again on the shelf for now. A heavy head? That's interesting. Oh, my head is still throbbing too. Oh, okay. And I still can't present anything. Well, I can examine stuff. Okay, what is there anything that's not checked off? Wait, why is like... Oh, that was just a corner of the wardrobe. For a second, I thought the bed was clickable. Oh, well, we probably need to... Wait, no, we've already looked at... Yeah. So we gotta look at the skid mark again. Investigate it some more.
It really is such a beautiful color, this glass. Not the poo brown. Poo brown's not an interesting color.
It looks like whatever it was has broken clean in two. And we don't know. Could have broken into 5 pieces, but one of them is just a half. But the other half is nowhere to be seen.
And then there's the brick-colored mark.
Which is shoe polish, according to that great detective you seem to know all about.
I suppose it must be from Kazuma-sama's shoes.
Maybe, but what I'd like to know is, how can the detective be so sure that it's shoe polish and not something else?
Huh, because he's a great detective, of course. He's like the Great Mouse Detective. Basil, I think his name is great.
Huh?
Good morning, friends.
Vero!
Had a dream about Logan's silly intros, every stream edited into one video with mystical music in the background, and it sounded like he's asking deep questions to the universe.
Tonight, my question was, would you love me if I wasn't a worm? But as I said that, I'm like, crap, have I already done a would you love me if I was a worm thing? It felt very deja vu in the middle of it, so I might have accidentally repeated. Thank you for the 10 bits. Okay, chat. I have to grab my phone from the other room because I said there was something I need to mention to you guys and show you guys as soon as Vero gets here because I think Vero will appreciate it. So I need to run and grab that. You guys, I'm gonna be gone for like just a few seconds. Don't let the lurkers leave. I'm just going pew, pew. I'm gonna be right back. Don't let the lurkers leave. This is if they're all gone, it's your fault, chat. I'm sorry. I love you all. I love you all, chat. But it's gonna be your fault. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. They're still here. You did good, chat. You did good, chat. You did good. Okay. Oh, yeah, I gotta get my earbuds back in. Okay, I gotta talk about this. So last stream, there was a moment in this game that just kind of stuck in my brain because it was so weird, okay? Do you remember when we were talking to the one crewman, Biff Stroganoff, and he gets angry at us and he shouts that he's gonna show us where the lobsters hibernate? Do you guys remember that? And it was like such a bizarre thing to say, and it was so weird. And so last night, I'm doing improv, and I realized one of the guys we're doing improv with is a buddy of mine. I remember that he has spent some time in Russia, and he speaks Russian. And I'm like, holy crap. I can ask him. So I go up to him and I was like, hey, really quick, I just wanted to ask you. I'm playing this video game right now, and it's kind of set in Sherlock Holmes times, and there's a bit where we're on this Russian ship, and we upset one of the Russian sailors, and he said this really weird thing to us, and before I can even say what it is, my buddy goes, oh, did he say, I'll show you where the lobsters hibernate? And I'm like, yes! So is that a real, it's like, yeah, that's a real saying in Russia. That is like a real thing that they say in Russia. Apparently it's like the equivalent of like in America saying you'll be sleeping with the fishes. So it's basically they're gonna murder you by like tossing you overboard in the ocean. Like sleeping with the fishes always makes me think of like your feet stuck in concrete or cement so you'll go down. But you could be like, I don't know, tied to a rock or an anchor or a bag of bricks or something like that instead. So that is a real saying. And so I asked him if he could say it to me, if I could get a recording of him saying it in Russian, because I want to learn how to say that. And he did, and I got this here. And on a plate for you guys, okay? I'm gonna see if we can, I gotta crank the volume up on this probably really, really high. I'm gonna make sure you guys can hear this, okay? This is my new phone, and so the speakers should be really loud, so you guys should be able to hear this. This is him saying the phrase, I'll show you where the lobsters hibernate, or whatever, in Russian, okay? So that is how you say it. Oh, and then loop back around. So that is how you say it. You say it like that. Honestly, afterward, when I got home, I'm like, I should make it like a sound alert of that if someone's angry and you just have that. Just the sailor appears and shouts that at us. I was just delighted by this information, and I remember I think I thought that Vero enjoyed that line, and so I'm like, well, as soon as Vero gets here, I need to make sure to mention that. I was gonna mention it at the beginning of the stream. I'm like, well, Vero's not here yet, and I don't want to have to say it twice. So yeah, again, I just couldn't believe that. I went up to him, and before I even said the phrase, like there was this weird phrase that this Russian sailor threatened us with, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll show you where the lobsters hibernate. It blew my mind. It blew my freaking mind. So how is everybody's? I should probably play some game. That was a lengthy tangent. You guys are awesome. Okay, what were we talking about? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, the shoe polish. Yeah, that he's a great detective, and that's how he knows that the brown skid mark is shoe polish. Well, that's hardly a reason, is it? Oh, and that's it? Okay, maybe we've already talked to that guy. So maybe we just need to leave then. Okay, yeah, because everything's all checked off, so we probably just need to leave and see if we can run into Sherlock Holmes again. I hope so. I miss him already. First class passageway. Pachoo! We still need to finish investigating Ms. Pavlova's cabin. I didn't get to click on anything. Here we go. 9th January, SS Maria. First class cabin passageway. Don't know what time of day it is. We're inside a boat. Could be day, could be night. I don't know.
Ah! Look, Naruhodo-san!
Oh, the sailor's gone, so we can go into Pavlova's room.
Seaman Stroganoff is gone. He went to go where the lobsters hibernate. That's up your butt.
Strong enough? Oh, it says Stroganoff. It's not strong enough. It's stroking off. His beef is stroking off. That's his name! That's his name! Nothing bad about that! That's just his name!
The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us.
Oh, all these Russian names are impossible to remember. Dot, 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 dot. I hope Sherlock Holmes pops up out of nowhere. Tra-la-la? I'm gonna guess that's Pavlova, Nicola, whatever her name, in the other room singing. So it's like, so she's in there, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Or maybe it's Biff Stroganoff. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la, lira-lira-lay. I did it, the great detective. Oh, no, this gotta be Sherlock Holmes. So he's in there. Tra-la-la, lira-lira-lay. I did it the great detective way. I don't know what his singing voice would sound like.
This caroling, I know that lark-like voice.
Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us.
Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's go and get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate.
Definitely. Before that, stringy knot, stringy knot, beef stringy knot comes back.
It's Stroganoff, not stringy knot.
I'm gonna look down the hallway. Can I look back down this way?
Blah!
I saw nothing. Okay, well, obviously I want to click on bro before we go into the cabin, but let's save just in case this, like, I don't know, is a mistake somehow. I feel like every time I click on him, I miss out on investigating stuff. Like, do I get save just in case talking to him will get beef stroganoff back and I'm not going to be able to go into the cabin still. Hey, how you doing, bro? I'm gonna investigate your butt.
Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes. Look.
Wow. You never know where he's gonna turn up next, do ya?
He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself.
So it was him singing tra-la-la-la-lira-lira-lay-la-la-la-la-la. Yeah. Oh, is this the music to it? He did it, yeah. Tra-la-la-la-lira-lira-lay, I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us?
Or he's simply in extremely high spirits.
Hi-de-ba-ba-ba.
Logan said turnip.
Did I? When? I guess I'll trust you. I wasn't paying enough attention. I must have. But how you doing, Rukov? Thank you very much for the 10 bits. Welcome. How was your weekend going? I will read some more of the chat soon, in just a second. In fact, you know what? Might as well read some more chat now. And then we'll try and figure out how to sing this little song that Sholmes is singing here. But thank you for the 10 bits, Rukov. Let's see. Crystal says, we have a saying in the Philippines where people underestimate their injuries and say, at least it's away from the gut. Oh, so that's what you were saying. I thought it was like another quote for something, like the Monty Python quote. Says, as long as it's away from the gut, you can walk it off. What if it's your brain? What if like a spike goes through the side of your skull and scrambles up your brain into liquid? I don't know if you can walk that off. Crystal says, weeping angels. Queen Katie says, Hosanaga's exact quote about Sherlock, quote, the name I was thinking, like, that Sherlock Holmes or something. So no German anywhere there. So it's just like that Sherlock Holmes. Huh. Eglin says, made a bunch of characters from Obey Me, Mammon, asked me for a pet, and he canonically has a little demon friend named Little D. D standing for demon. So I have him, so I assume that's supposed to be gave instead of have. I have him his canon pet, and the game response was, you gave him a little D. You just gave him a little D. I have been told that the reason why, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I've been told the reason why Tomodachi Life is not allowing people to like share character codes or whatever, like, you know, get a QR code for your character to share with other people, and why that they, I think they also don't have any like in-game, I guess like you can take snapshots, I guess, with your Switch normally, but they don't have like any in-game sharing features, is because they wanted to leave it like fully up to you to do whatever you want, no censorship or anything, and so that is the trade-off. You gotta give a demon man a little D. Give him a little D. Crystal says, Mammon mentioned my man, my husband, the gorgeous, beautiful, greedy, handsome Mammon. Also, lol. Eglin said, you can have him. He's my least favorite. Crystal said, who's your fave? And Eglin says, Satan. Crystal says, Catman. Let me take a look over to YouTube chat. I gotta scroll up a little bit. Toshi says, food is a subjective concept to a degree. Rivulet says, stop telling us what we can and cannot eat /J. Rivulet says, he left us, we will die. Frulzy says, he's back to save us. Rivulet said, Mr. Robo's returned, we shall no longer be famished. He's like a stray cat. Oh, talking about Herlock says, my way, Frank Sinatra jump scare. For what is a man? What has he got? Is that what we were singing this to? But I guess I should probably play a little bit of the game here. Oh, right there! Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. My voice is not warmed up, but thank you for catching that. To say the things I truly found, with my magnifying glass, looking on the ground. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about. Because that's Frank Sinatra. That's from like what, the 1940s? Are we saying Frank Sinatra ripped off Herlock Sholmes? Excuse me, are you from the future? I solved it all, and I stood tall, and did it the great detective way. I love it. I love it. Mr. Sholmes! I'm gonna punch you! What is it? You want to fight, Honestly, stop interrupting a fellow when he's singing, and I was just about to reach the climactic finish. At least he's someone who looks like he enjoys a good fight, good fist. I wish he was doing the old-timey kind of like underhanded, not underhanded like devious, but like your arms are like underhanded shaped. Sorry, I thought you were never gonna stop, so I figured now's as good a time as any. I very nearly dropped you on the floor with one of my famous right hooks. All right. I get the picture. Now, could you put those fists away?
Huh. Mr. Sholmes. You seem to be examining something before we interrupted you.
Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log, as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here.
Oh, yes. The ship's log.
And did you find out anything useful from it? It's in Russian. Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means that there was nothing to report? nothing of note happened. So, or there was no reporter, no crewman, no beef stroganoff here. Oh, it's adorable that you try. You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
I like that he seems smart here. I like that. Observe the other pages and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman oft stands sentry in this first-class passageway. And here's an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes?
Huh. Why, if he left, why didn't he just, like, go back and like, predate the timestamps later? Like, he's bad at covering his tracks. Nothing to report?
Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, ba.
Speaking of fun sayings, we have a saying here that roughly translates to whoever has a head bump will keep reaching to feel it or so, but it's said when defensively or draws attention to themselves when a topic comes up, usually because they feel guilty or suspect they're being indirectly accused of something.
Oh, so that makes sense. So if you're like, man, somebody farted in here, and then like the person who's acting all sus about it is him figuratively reaching for the bump on his head. Am I understanding this correct? I like that. That's fun. That makes sense. That tracks with the human experience. Thank you for the 10 bits, Vero. By the way, I'm guessing some people in chat might not have seen this because it was posted in the Transformers channel, but that care package that's going through the mail to Vero should arrive Tuesday Vero time, which based on the time zones, I think will possibly be like late tomorrow, late Monday. I'm very excited for that. I'm gonna read a couple more comments in the chat just because I'm behind and I missed you guys. Queen Katie says, so I Googled elevators. It was literally invented in the mid 1800s, so it's possible. See, that is earlier than you would think. I would have thought like elevators at the earliest would have been like 1920s or 30s, you know? But like, again, they feel like the type of invention that is just was around a lot earlier than you think, at least for an older Hosonaga, because I think we're in early 1800s. Still, don't let elderly Hosonaga own. No, we're in, this is like turn of the century from 1800s to 1900s here. So this is like, because Sherlock Holmes, like there were stories like Study in Scarlet and things like that. That was 19th century. That was set in the 19th century. So I think, I don't know exactly when Arthur Conan Doyle was alive, but I think it was around the turn of the century from the 1800s, in other words, the 19th century, to the 1900s, the 20th century. Am I wrong? Queen says, I do think brick-colored is important. It's also mentioned in the Japanese version. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. Eye out on it while I watch you, lol. Says, okay, thank you, Susato. And Queen Katie says, Ace Attorney Angels. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about, man. Magpie says, oh, that was a pin message earlier. Crystal says, I like Michelangelo. Michelangelo is an acceptable answer. He's not the best turtle. The best turtle is, objectively speaking, scientifically speaking, it is Donatello. But Michelangelo's nice. Crystal says, I drank alcohol? The rubbing kind? That sentence got worse the more I read of it. Are you okay? Quickity said, don't we have a quote about the alcohol, lol? Crystal says, I forgot which quote number it is, laughing. And then Quickity says, let me see if it was back when I archived it. Oh, and there we go, quote number 72. Don't drink rubbing alcohol, don't kick puppies, and run with your toes raised. Persona 3 real. Quote 72 was Persona 3? Wow. That first 100 spanned years. Quickity says, yay, Bumbo! Says, hello, how you doing, Bumbo? Welcome. And the Crystal says, laughing, nice. Let me take a look over to YouTube chat. Frozy says, Logan singing Jump Scare. That was not very good singing. That's like a hard song for me to sing to begin with. And like I said, I was not warmed up enough for that. But yes, I'm glad that Rivulet pointed it out, that it was a little Frank Sinatra there. There we go. Need a little water. All right, let's get back into the game for a bit. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report.
you mean?
Huh. Yes. There were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post. Well, it was that they were bringing Pavlova onto the ship, right? Wasn't that the whole thing?
What kind of circumstances? What happened?
Oh. That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribbling nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental log. Log it in your log. Put the log in your log. Shove that log right up into your log. The ship's log has been entered into your log. A record kept by the crew assigned to the first class cabin area. There are virtually no entries from 2 a.m. until early this morning. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. See, he's a good guy. He's a smarty pants sometimes. He just needs a little supervision. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is. It's a song by Frank Sinatra. I see. What makes Sholmes brilliance. Oh, I'm just delightful. Oh, ouch. Oh, ooh. Oh, that hurts. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. So it sounds like everyone was clobbered on the head. Except when it happened to Kazuma. Okay, theory here. The crew tried to knock everybody out in some way in order to keep it a secret, to ensure that nobody would see when Pavlova was brought on board. But why would you knock out people who are already asleep? I mean, there was her whole thing where she was like saying that she descended out of the sky like an angel. I want to say maybe they're doing some like time thing. Oh no, because the objective narrator keeps saying it's January 9th. I was going to say, what if they knocked us all out for a full day? But if you like clobbered someone over the head with enough force to knock the person out for a full day, that person has like permanent brain damage. So, okay. So yeah, everybody's been hit on the head.
Huh?
Except Susato doesn't seem to have been hit on the head. Maybe it's just everyone in first class? Well, my friends, until our next encounter. Pew! He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway.
What's he singing now? Something about liking big butts and not being capable of being dishonest?
Is something wrong, Susato-san? You seem lost in thought.
It's just, well, I feel the same. My head don't hurt.
Sorry?
Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache.
Oh, she does feel the same. I thought she meant she feels the same as normal. So she has a headache also. Okay, so it's not just first class.
A sort of continuous throbbing.
Oh, you too? Well, except didn't Ryunosuke say that he has it as well? If he was hidden in the wardrobe, he shouldn't have it because whoever hit everybody else like shouldn't be hitting him, right? Anything else to examine? Oh, the log is gone. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Oh, that just means I got nothing there. It's just, yeah, the log is gone. Okay, so let's move into Pavlova's room finally. Miss Pavlova's cabin. Knock, knock, we're coming in. Don't be naked. 9th January, SS Buria, first class cabin number 2.
Huh?
Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. We can rummage through all of her stuff. Susato-san, oh crap, where'd she go? Oh, she's looking. Oh, is she reading her diary? For a second, I thought she was like looking through her clothes. Those do look like women's clothes. She's not doing a good job disguising herself as a bearded man if she's got ladies' clothes in her closet. Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things.
There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can.
I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake.
Huh. And a sleeve. For the sleeve is the butt of the clothes. Not just for Kazuma-sama.
Is she gonna say for us to clear our name? What do you mean?
It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there.
Really?
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san, by ourselves if we have to.
Yes, we will. Let's save the game again before we investigate. So we finally get to investigate this room. Hang on, did I can't remember if I staggered it or, yeah, there, because it's 419. So save right there, save. Let me read a couple more comments before we begin our investigation of this room. Let's see. There was Vero with the TTS. Crystal says Vero. Quiggity says Vero. Oak says Vero. Oh, wait. Oh, that's just a bunch of the Bucket emotes from Crystal and Queen Katie. Vera says hi. Crystal said Logan abandoned us. Crystal says, cause chaos. Vera said, well, it's my stream now. That is the what do you call it? The order of succession here. It goes to Vero, and then to Crystal, then to Rukov, then to Clam, and then after that, I don't know, just whoever wants it, I guess. Crystal says, stab each other. No! Vera said, hello, guys. Welcome back to another Great Ace Attorney stream by yours truly. Crystal says, aw, man, we're contained again. Vera says, boo. Crystal says, we love your stream, Vero. Louvre, love. And then Magpie says, laughing, good to know. It's so funny that he knew that you were going to ask about that phrase specifically. I know, I guess maybe it's just because I mentioned he was a sailor or something like that, but he just immediately went there. Queen says, oh, I know exactly what he's about to ask, in quotes. Says, maybe it's the fact that Logan mentioned that we're on a ship and talked to a Russian. That's gotta be it. That had to have been clues, I guess. And Vera says, that's so intimidating. Says, yay, thank you. And then Vera with Lurk says, just a tiny Tomo life checking in. Enjoy your Tomodachi life. I need to get it, but maybe it's good that I don't have it yet, because then I'd probably wasting not only what little free time I have, but what non-free time I have. Let's see. Frulzy says, I thought it was good. I had those Miku light stick things out swinging to the music, like glow sticks for concerts and things. And then Rivulet says, wasn't horrible. I mean, it wasn't great, but I'll take wasn't horrible. I'll take that. I do think it's interesting that you see like some streamers, some video game streamers, especially like VTubers. You'll see they have like full-on concerts and they sing songs and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be honest, like if I ever became like a famous streamer of like that type, like if I switched to being a VTuber and was a famous VTuber, the singing is what I would have like the least interest in. I don't know, like I want to goof around and play the games. Whereas I bet there are probably some people who do that stuff who become like famous VTubers because they want to do concerts and singing and dancing, and then like video games is just like the vehicle to get there. I'm like, I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite of that. A couple more comments on Twitch. Quiggity says, I have a fun fact about this song actually. Oh, really? Was it like not written by Frank Sinatra? Was like older than that? That's why Herlock knows it. Crystal says, if it's on the head, at least it's away from the gut. Yes, we do joke about head injuries too, laughing. Ah! And then Quiggity says to Vero, oh yeah, I got your me a pet bearded dragon, so cute. And Vero says, aw. And then Crystal activates slow mode. Multi-console says, hi sir, hi. Are you still here? I don't know how far behind I am in chat, but it's good to see you. Welcome. I hope you're having a good weekend. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Let me have a sip of water. We'll get back in the game. We're an hour to stream now. Just hit the 1 hour mark. So I probably should lock in and play some game. Honestly, I just wanna hang out with all of you guys. Okay, let's examine some stuff because we didn't get to examine before. Let's see what we got. We got the we can look at the bell, the ribbon thing again. We can look at the vent. I guess we can just start from right to left, because what's over? Yeah, there's gonna be important evidence over there. Oh, and the case is open with a pet. Huh?
Okay, Logan, you're impartial. My little me fell in love with my best friend's me and I
Aw.
said no the first time IT happened, but IT happened again. Should I let the go for it?
Here's what I think. If you think it'd be fun, oh, go for it. Oh, yeah, absolutely go for it. Go for it. And if you think like your friends wouldn't be upset or offended, because any of you see that that Smiling Friends skit? It's not like an official Smiling Friends. It's by the what's the guy's name? Dubus Glubus. I would say his name wrong. He's the one that did like the Ace Attorney cartoon where Maya was arrested for accidentally nuking the entire nation of Turkey. Have you guys seen that one? Okay, so he did a Smiling Friends one, and in it, Pim is playing Tomodachi live on his DS and is like showing Charlie that Charlie just got married to one of their other characters, Glep. And Charlie was just like very confused, like, what? That's weird. You like where you put us together? It's like, no, it's random. They do it. And he's like, well, was there never any time that you could have stopped him and said no? It's like, well, I could have. It's like, so you approved it. You checked off on it. So as long as your friends aren't upset. But here's the thing, Vero. Here's what I'll say. If you think it'd be fun, if you think it'd be cute, if you think they wouldn't be upset, yeah, put them together. But if you need to keep them apart, you got to do some serious stuff here. I think one of those characters, one of the me's, either needs to be physically removed from ever interacting with that other character again. If there is a way, like build a wall, build a jail, lock it up, or needs to be executed on the island. I assume there's an execution mechanic on Tomodachi Life. I could be, why wouldn't there be? Island rules, you know, executions. All right, so let's start with from right to left and investigate everything here. Unless, can we go further to the right? No, we can't. So let's look at the bell cord first. There's one of these next to the bed in Kazuma's cabin, too.
Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist.
Ding, 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 ding. And now the sailors are gonna find that we're in here investigating. Thanks, Susato, you screwed everything up. She barely hesitated there. And she gave it a good tug, too. Oh, man. I want a girl who knows how to tug.
Why did you say that a second ago, Naruhodo? That was really inappropriate. No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come.
We don't want them to! We're trying to investigate in secret! Vent. Whoop. So, this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door.
Yes, although what a fool shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room.
Maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin will die too. I would notice and raise the alarm.
Huh? Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning.
Huh. That is a possibility. And plus, if it's like carbon monoxide or something, because that's like heavier than regular air, right? If the vent's up there, if it's leaking through there, that means the other room is so full of it, the other guy's dead already. Anyway, last night Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. We take a closer look. If only we had a ladder, but not a step ladder. Clothes.
Naruhodo-san, are you there?
Sorry, I'm right here. Yes, why? Huh? What?
Oh, good. Just good. I'm glad you're there. Oh, I was just checking, that's all. That's nothing. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe. Oh, that's why. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home.
Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. I bet he does. He's lying. He's protesting too much.
Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes.
Huh. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. All right, let's keep looking. Okay, can't click the duffel bag? Okay. Can we click the door? This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside.
Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? Duty. Heavy duty. That's a lot of duty. But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it?
No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside.
What about string? Strings aren't magnets. And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop any seawater coming in.
Wait, it's airtight? So the only ventilation is the room next door? That is not safe.
So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door either. Oh!
I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. Also, hang on, can we, like, present stuff to Susato? Oh, we cannot present stuff to Susato, darn it. Look at the warning sign. Ah, yes, they're displayed in this cabin too. Look, the SS Burya's rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean.
I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I think I told you last time, my guess is that it's a mongoose that eats snakes, and there will be a snake still somehow, even though we apparently are all getting bludgeoned over the head.
I just hope Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard.
Oh, yes, so do I. Unless it's a fish. Maybe the suitcase is full of water. Whoop. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. And now that we got a character look out on the screen, I want to read some more in the chat. I miss you guys. I miss you guys already. Let's see, where did I leave off? Queen Katie said, the song that Herlock Sholmes is singing when investigating the ship's log is a parody of the Frank Sinatra song, My Way. Yeah, I know that song. Multi-Console said, My Way is a wonderful song. It really is. I just feel bad. Like, Spotify is where I listen to most of my music these days. Just my free account, though. And I have a hard time finding the right version of it. Like, I remember I heard a recording of Frank Sinatra singing My Way that was different than the one I usually hear. And like I try and go on Spotify and it's all just the one I usually hear and I don't know how to find the different one. But it is a great song. Let's see, Crystal says to Multi-Console, welcome in. Multi-Console says, hello, Crystal. Crystal says, what is this punching sprite? Quicket says, Sherlock is actually a skilled boxer in canon, so I really enjoy his animations more. Knowing this, lol, I love you, loser detective. Well, it's like in the Robert Downey Jr. one. Discombobulate. Like that. Multi-Console says, me might leave soon. If so, apologies. Why? Crap, I'm sorry if you're already gone, but thank you for being here for as much as you were able to. Crystal says, speaking of My Way, fun fact, in the Philippines, it's kind of a taboo to sing that song, especially in karaoke's, because if you sing it, you'll die? Why? Why didn't you tell me, Crystal? Nobody's like calling for help. This was a test and you guys failed. Nobody called the paramedics, huh? So you just gonna let me die, huh? That how it is? That's how it is, huh? Let me take a look over at YouTube chat. Frozzy says, I've had the same problem trying to find a song in the app just telling you that version doesn't exist. You're just crazy. And there's like entire songs I cannot find. One of them was, it's a song, it's a really nerdy song called Four Color Love Story by the, crap, I can't remember off the top of my head the name of the group. But it's just like, it's just a little indie song. It's a sweet little song based on Spider-Man. And like with nerdy superhero comic book references in it. It's like not on Spotify. Rivulet says, dang, he died. Not the first time. Not the first time that stream has murdered me. Toshi said he's gone his way. Rip. Crystal says, pretty sure it was in the news too. So is it just that like there was a famous case of someone dying after singing that song? Vera said, yup. Crystal said, so they call it the deadly karaoke song, literally, My Way Curse. Wow. I guess I wasn't planning on karaokeing that. I don't karaoke very often, but if I do, I guess I'll just avoid that song. Hang on. Chat, do you guys remember who was here when we did a karaoke night on Discord? I am pretty sure someone, I want to say it was Beowulf, but maybe it was someone else, sang My Way in the karaoke. We need to go back and warn Beowulf. Okay, let's play some more of the game.
Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though.
A little statue. It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. In Kazuma's cabin.
Perhaps, ... Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase.
I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company?
All right then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage.
Not everything bad that happens on this ship is because of me, you know. I mean, the logical explanation would be that it's something that happened to the ship to cause it to happen in two separate rooms, right? And again, we hit turbulence, we hit...
Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight here again in here, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. I don't leave it like I found it. I'm leaving evidence that we've been in here.
She's done that so much that's obviously going to be important somehow, right? It's gonna turn out, it's gonna be the statue, yeah? Let's not click the case yet, because I have a feeling clicking the case will advance the story. So let's click everything else first. Click a little teapot.
It would seem this teapot is empty.
Huh. So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are a very thirsty people!
Or, because Ms. Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet? I mean, it could be either. It could be either of those. It could be anything. You're probably right, but you're probably wrong.
It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty! I want to be racist against Russians for a stupid reason. They're thirsty! I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it!
You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san?
Okay, so we can look at the dish, look at the desk, and the suitcase. Let's try the desk first. There are just a few books on the desk. Nothing else by the looks of it.
Well, Ms. Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all.
That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. Russian ones.
Let me see. Yes. Oh, I see. Oh, this is dirty. This is so inappropriate. Oh, wow. Oh, and then the other guy's getting in on this too? Oh, it would seem that, Ms. Pavlova enjoys reading. Books written in Russian.
Oh, I was right. Thanks, I think I probably already knew that.
It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that.
Okay, let's look at the dish, and then we'll check out the briefcase.
I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor.
Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately. The person who smuggled a pet on board put a saucer on the floor?
Do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here?
Every time I think you're smart, Susato, you say something dumb. What? A leak?
Yes, a leak. It's the thing that Hatsune Miku likes. Is this ship quite safe?
I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is gonna sink.
No, you're right. Of course you're right. Oh, we're gonna die.
She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? Okay, and finally, this has got to be the last thing, right? The trunk.
Oh my! Miss Pavlova's case is open.
But I'm gonna read a couple more comments to the chat again. I know I was just in there, but I miss you guys already. Crystal says, Persona 3 is 72. We're over 1,000 now. I know, the number of quotes, like, really jumped up after a while. Crystal says, oh gosh. Queen says, speaking of old quotes, guess which quote is officially 2 years old as of today? I love that you can, like, look this up on your spreadsheet. Quote number 80. And as always, first clip of the night takes longer than subsequent clips to load. Queen says, and as of yesterday, 2 quotes are now a year old. Said, are we still in the bone zone? And then what's the other one? I keep the language clean, but. And then Quickita said these two quotes turned 1 yesterday. Happy birthday to them. Nora says, I'm here. I'm Hedy. Worry. Welcome, Nora. I even mentioned VTubers earlier. I don't know if you heard me say that. How are you? Eglin says, helicopter maybe? I don't think they had helicopters back in this time period because this would have been pre-Wright brothers, right? And there's no way that helicopters existed before airplanes, right? I think. So what I'm imagining is that they went to some place, like maybe, I don't know geographically where we're at. I'm gonna say Russia. They went to some cliff in Russia, and the boat just kind of pulled up by the cliff, and then she like jumped off of there, like with a little parachute, or maybe with like a long rope, like dangling down, and that's how that she then got on the ship. I'm thinking, but I could be wrong. Nora said Narissa's playing Tomodachi Life right now, so I just texted my mom, your Oshi is live. Okay, you guys tell me, are there like, has Nintendo put any restrictions on streaming Tomodachi Life? I saw somebody mention some online that implied that, but I think the person may have been wrong. I just want to make sure. Quickita said, ooh, my stomach growls. I shall get some food in a bit. BRB, see when you get back, Queen Katie. Crystal says, could it be their drugged? Oh, that is possible. So the throbbing headache, I just thought that because if Kazuma had an impact on the back of his head, that it would make sense if everybody else was like smacked on the head too. But yeah, maybe it's a throbbing headache from being drugged. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Oh, hang on, I gotta scroll up just a little bit. Frozy says, also, I heard about the thing about dying by singing Sinatra. It's some magical die on the spot. Instead, it's fans of the song disliking how you sing it so badly that they'll shoot you over it. Oh, well, you know, Frank Sinatra did have ties to the mob. He was a potentially dangerous man to cross. So I guess that is possible. It tracks. Said it's not some magical thing. I meant to say I love saying typos and that completely make my entire sentence become the exact opposite of what I intend. And then a heart. Rivulet says Hatsune Miku Mansion. Yeah, we have some Hatsune Miku fans in our community. I know of her. I'm not like super familiar, but we have a couple of people that love her. Frozia says also Da Vinci made helicopters, at least conceptually. What did he call it? It was like a flying, I want to say like a flying whirligig, but maybe that's just a joke that was made on like Futurama or something like that. Said, wait, not also. There's no lead up to that statement. You know, you can say also. It's like per chance. You can say also whenever you want. Back over on Twitch, Nora says, I'm playing P3 again, and I'm on, guess what day? Well, it's Nanako's birthday, of course. That's sweet. That's one. It's a nice, wonderful thing. Nothing bad. Quickita said, captions, we must solve this case. Naruto-san! We Naruto. Believe it. Crystal says, Naruto mentioned. Yes, Naruto mentioned. I feel like Naruto's a good way to gauge whether someone is like a real nerd or not. Just if you show a picture and if the person calls him, hey, it's Naruto. Oh yeah, I love that Naruto guy. Yeah, I love the anime is like Naruto.
Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open.
It's completely empty inside. But according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. So it shouldn't be completely empty. There should be little poops. And then we can find out what type of animal it is based on the size and shape of the poops. I mean, I say that like half jokingly, but I'm kind of serious. Like if it's a rat, there'll be little rat droppings in there, you know?
Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret.
Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Burya! I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ah, what is that? Shut! Oh, it's Russian. Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted the quarter mile 4. Quarter mile 3 now. Quarter mile 2. Quarter mile 1. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands brace for impact. What the?
I think we're about to crash into another ship. It's weird that they said that all in Japanese instead of Russian.
What? I can't stand. Susato-san, hold on to me. Warg! Hayumo! Susato-san, are you all right? Are you all right? Are you injured at all?
I'm fine, but you cried. I can never look at you the same again. I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san.
Oh, and everything on the bookcase is knocked over again in the exact same way as before. See? See, this is the ship jostling around. It looks like we avoided a collision.
I think...
Yes, the ship has come to a stop.
Oh my goodness! What about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt? I mean, I don't really care, but I probably should ask, so I seem like a good person.
No, I'm fine.
Oh.
Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need the assistance. Oh, that sounds like... Who is it?
Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. Shout if you need assistance. Inspector Hosonaga. Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly!
What? The boat. The boat on the boat.
Look at that!
Oh, the door's bolted. So that's how it's a locked room mystery over there, is that the ship jostled to the side, and not only did it knock over all the books, it knocked the bolt over. That's not a good design. If nobody was in here, they'd be trapped out there to break down the door. Did you do that, Susato-san?
No, I didn't touch it.
Well, that's strange. It almost feels like evidence that could completely exonerate me, but I'm going to pretend to not make that connection right now. How did... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again.
Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in?
I want to click stuff first. I'd better tidy this place up first. Oh, darn it, can't click things. Better leave the books knocked over. Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. Hosanaga's injuries, they're gross to look at. And he smells funny. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. To be continued! Yes, save my poggers! Save my poggers, save my poggers! Poggers, save my poggers. Okay, so we're now in part 3. Did Queen Katie say, are there only 3 parts? Is there not gonna be a trial? Is the trial not gonna be till the next chapter? 9th January, SS Maria, Miss Pavlova's cabin. Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Susato-san took a deep breath, then gently opened the door. I was just slid back the bolt. Ah, there's beef on Pavlova. Oh crap, he's gonna show us where the lobsters hibernate. It's in the butt. I'm gonna read a couple more comments to the chat though. Let's see, where did I leave off? Vera says, fine. Crystal says, what I'm hearing is you're me as a yearner. Vera said, absolutely. Quita said, if anybody wonders, I'm reheating leftover Burger King chicken fries. My grocery store ran out of my nuggets. Crystal says, execution. And Vera says, I don't really care if they fall in love, but in every friend save, those two keep falling in love. They're just not compatible. Maybe you ought to tell them in real life and just show them that it's fate. They have no free will. It's gonna happen. Let's see. Crystal says, I want fries, please. Queen Katie said no. Crystal said, love in every A you trust. And then a frowny face of Queen Katie, and Vera said, my little guy is the ultimate yearner for sure. I even made Orion packs for my me. Ah, but maybe drama will ensue. Well, is D in there as well? Is Megatron in there? Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Just one comment reveal that said, Hosonaga dies and comes back as a zombie. I mean, by the end of the game. Sure, why not? We can take that. We can really go for that. And 1 or 2 more quick comments over on Twitch then, because since I was fully caught up on YouTube. Queen Gator said, don't worry, at least you're with our boy from Yangtze Rivers in my save. Vera says, I love Susato poking fun at Ryu, and then heart. Okay. Actually, I'm getting a little bit close to catching up, I think. Ish, I think. Okay. We got beef stroganoff. Yo, what are you doing in the Miss Pavlova's quarters? Crappy. Now he's turning Romanian. I was trying to make him Russian.
Ah, you both look unhurt. Good.
Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship.
Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though.
Oh. How'd that happen?
There's that hand again. I don't even use this to write or eat or wipe my butt or anything. There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop.
Everything is in chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere.
This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see.
Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean you could do that? You could do that like last night when Cosma died, to lock the door and make it seem like that I was the only one that could have killed him? That someone pressed that button outside? The button that looks like a boob? The alarm button?
Oh, you wicked intruder! Dressed all in black, you're the devil! Oh, you're devil man! Devil man! Oh crap, I left off my fake beard and mustache. I am lady, I'm dainty.
Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first.
You opened my traveling case, how could you?
What? No, we didn't touch it. And we did when we put it back up on the chair. It fell on the ground.
That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector! I hardly know her. Arrest this man! I know he did it! He is a criminal, but just with the sea this time. Is it not enough that he has killed a man?
And he has a stove as well. If Vixen promises not to steal the chicken, do you believe? I don't believe a Vixen. Now maybe it's a female fox? I believe a male fox because I relate to them more because I'm a male. I think, let me double check. Oh yeah, I'm a male. Huh.
Take him away! He is a trespasser as well as everything else!
Stalling, rape, trespassing, killing! She is right, you are a devil! It doesn't look good, does it? There is cell below deck. Throw him in! Huh. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong, then we give you straight to police!
Wait! A cell? Please, Inspector Hosanaga, is there nothing you can do? You get beat up again. Just let us out. You get beat up. Let us avoid any negative consequences. You take those bullets for us. Perhaps literal bullets. This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. This is terrible.
This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately! Oh, I need to save my game. Crap, I can't present things, but I can save my game. Save my poggers again. I'm gonna have another sip of water because I am still very, very thirsty. I don't know why. I think it's just kind of toasty in here. Like after last week when it started snowing again, it got warm again today. See, Queen Katie said, Logan, you just reminded me of one of my favorite cases in QED, where this one writer is trying to prove that his murder idea is awesome by committing the same murder idea. What would be the point of that? Because then, like you can't tell people I was right because then you're confessing. Said only to instantly realize it would fail last minute because the murder weapon is a snake, and he had a pet mongoose. Eat the snake! Hey, he was gonna toss the mongoose to the lion. Why was there a lion? But right before he tossed it, remembers the mongoose bones would be revealed right there. Lol, such a loser. Aw. It's awful that he's like betrays his pet mongoose. I mean, why not just not do the murder and not kill your pet? Crystal said, Logan, no! Queen salutes. Crystal says, Vero, take over the stream, please. Crystal's laughing. Queen decided it was such an out-of-context case too, because the murderer killed himself, becomes a ghost, sees that the cops did not figure out that he killed his victim, so he goes to the cop's daughter and uses the power of spirits to convince her to take Protag to the scene to solve it for real. I thought QED was like a realistic thing. It sounds very Ace Attorney with ghosts. Honestly, before I started playing Ace Attorney, I assumed this game was going to be very realistic. Queen said, I think I shared an out-of-context panel from it in Discord once. Crystal says, between 2002 and 2012, if you sang My Way and not nail it perfectly, it would start a fight, argument ensues, and people died. Mostly people who sang the song that dies. Wow. If I'm ever in the Philippines, remind me not to sing My Way there. Queen Gator said the Protag was the only one who sort of figured out that the writer's spirit was causing the trouble, so he made a big gesture of making the murder plot seem dramatic and cool so the killer could move on, lol. Sorry, when it comes to my favorite murder mysteries, Detective Conan and QED are my beloveds. Nora said to Crystal, excuse me? Also, how far is Logan behind in the chat? Not too bad. Timestamp, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Oh, look at that. I am 16 minutes behind is all. Not too shabby. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Toshi says everyone in this game dies 100 years later. That's true. Spoiler. In the regular Ace Attorney timeline, everybody here dead. All dead. All of them dead. Can we examine other stuff? Can we examine peoples? We can look at the bookcase again. I just need to keep calm and focus on the task at hand, which is investigating. Don't touch my things. You want me to show you where the crawfish hibernates? The crawfish does not hibernate where the lobster hibernates. Lobster hibernates on the butt. The crawfish hibernates up in the other side. Up in the other side. It's a very tight squeeze. Ah! Get rotated, beef! Oh, you rotated me! Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think you're doing? Me! Wow, everyone's attacking me. And I was just starting to think she was my friend. Okay, is there anyone who can help me out of this mess? Let's rotate her. Maybe Herlock is back in the room. What's he even doing? Just gonna go back over here. We're gonna talk to these fellows instead.
You've got yourself into a difficult situation here. By entering this cabin uninvited, I mean.
Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue.
I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face will be the least of my worries.
I'm really sorry.
Huh. I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once.
Oh crap, he's gonna be even more beaten up. I really need some help here. I need a savior to rescue me from the crisis. I need a savior. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero on the coat hanger rack. He's gotta be cool and he's gotta be British and wear a brown coat on his back. I'm gonna talk to these guys. Please, just give me a little more time. I do nothing for you, except show you your way to the ship's prison cell. Oh, thanks, but no thanks. I'm innocent, I didn't kill anyone. In trespassing and stowing away? Well, okay, sometimes life can lead you down some unusual avenues, and well... Enough! You are guilty! Ship's cell is the only place fit for you! Oh, come on! There has to be someone! Some savior to rescue me from this crisis! Oh, if only someone else was in this room to help me out! No, but I gotta talk to Pavlova! Nicola Pavlova! Miss Pavlova, can I get out? Listen, I'm sorry that we snuck in here without your permission, but get out now or leave me now. I don't like you. We just needed to investigate in here to help understand what happened to... How Russian for get out? It's get out ski. Oh, it's no use. She's not gonna listen. I need to find someone who will. Oh, someone who will listen. Someone who can help me out here. Oh my goodness. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do here? I'm gonna hang up my coat. What the? Huh? What are you doing up there? He's got the crown on. Mr. Sholmes! This guy's delightful. I like this guy. I'm gonna read a couple more comments in the chat. Sorry I wasted so much time there, but I was enjoying it too much. I should not enjoy games. That should not be allowed. Nora says, it doesn't seem so. I know all the Hollow Girls have been playing it on stream without restrictions. Okay, so that's good. Said, bro, I am Hatsune Miku to TB2 my cosplay of her last year. Magpie says, wasn't it an ornithopter, or did I make that up? I know I've heard of ornithopter. I've seen, crap, this is gonna sound so, the reason I think I've seen that is because I was shown a Magic the Gathering card that I think was an artifact ornithopter, and it was like, yeah, it was like an old-timey helicopter thing. Maybe? Sure. I like saying the word. That's how I've said it since I was a kid. I don't know if I would say it correctly. Queen said, oh wow, I checked the Discord. The first time I mentioned QED there is nearly 2 years ago. Wowza! Time flies, y'all. Eglin said, finally all of the Valentine siblings are in one home. Ah! Also kind of hate how it's a news story when siblings move in together and find out they're siblings. So like, wait, so you can make the character, I know you guys have talked about characters falling in love. You can establish that certain characters are like family and they're related, so you don't have to worry about them falling in love and being gross then? Nora said, Bliss is bribing me and I fear I've taken the bribe without a doubt. If I get my grade to an A in science before the end of the year, she's gonna buy me Tomodachi Life. Okay, that is a good wholesome bribe. I like that. That's so nice of her. Oak says, I finally pulled myself away from Tomodachi Life. Troy and Abed from Community are dating. I finished making every straw hat, chain remover, and Guga food started dating. And my island is level 35 out of how many levels? Man, once I finally get that game, I'm gonna be so far behind all of y'all. Over on YouTube Review, it says, once again, he is a stray cat. Indeed, he's quite enjoyable. Yes, I concur. I guess we should talk to him. Let me get some water though, hang on. Mr. Sholmes? Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Right, investigating that. I like that your eyeballs turned on, bro. How did you turn them on? Tell me how to turn things on. Tell me how to turn people on. Have I not told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? Ah, this isn't mere tomfoolery, boy. This is Thomas foolery. It's more formal. Oh, no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then? Oh. Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to yes, now I'm not punching you, I'm punching off to the side. Probably the same animation, but from a different angle. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall so full of brag and bounce. I'm gonna hit that hook with my hook. Oh, I never know whether to take this man seriously or not.
Ah, you again, the great detective.
Ah, Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I think I brought this up last stream. Has no one told him that Watson died? I feel like he should be more sad that his best friend slash assistant slash biographer is dead. I have something to report to you most urgently.
Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. Maybe come over to my house. Maybe hang out outside of work.
That is to report, speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing! You solved the mystery. Do we get to do another deduction dance? Dance of deduction? Dance of seduction? Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Burya, has been solved. By me, naturally.
Oh, please don't say that, because I did the murder. If you solved it, I'm going to jail. But I'm just a silly little guy. Don't put silly little guy in the jail.
What?
Really?
Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I am about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the great case greatly. Ha! You have solved it. Even Hedgehog understands this case. The Hedgehog, he had dilemma. He cannot hug anyone. He is so pointy and spiky. We all knew who was responsible for killing student boy this morning when we found criminal with K in wardrobe. It is the stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it.
The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because, as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside.
Well, we just solved that. We can just tell them. I feel like this is... I don't know if we're gonna find who the killer is, but I feel like we should, relieve ourselves of suspicion.
Huh. That means the culprit must be someone who is inside the cabin. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories.
Ah, locked room! At this point! Point is locked.
The room was locked?
Well, I can't deny that. I feel like she'd also be able to help us if she said this morning, like, her room was... Well, she probably had her room locked anyway before that. Anyway, there's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin, and surely the ship's movement couldn't have done it like I just saw happen! You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all.
What?
Oh, yes. There is another entrance. An entrance used last night by a culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door.
What other entrance? We've never discovered one.
Why, it gapes open-mouthed to even as we speak. The ventilator man!
There's a ventilator man! Stop him! He could ventilate all of us!
You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks.
You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not possible.
But it is. All right, so we finally gonna get to see what the animal is. Maybe it isn't a mongoose, maybe it's a snake, but I want to read some more in the chat. Just because I want to. I just miss you guys. I miss y'all. I'm gonna have a sip of water. Queen Katie says, congrats, Logan. You're now in part 3 of the guide. Okay, so that has to be when we had the to be continued, so I'm close-ish still. Queen Katie says, so close now. Eglin said, I love how I started Tomodachi Life 3 days ago on release, and now I'm already over halfway on the me limit. I feel like I would, actually, no, I'd fill it up quickly if people were able to share codes. If I have to build them, it's gonna probably take a long time. The me limit is, what was 70-something? How many me's are you allowed to have? Oak says, I'm getting really close there. Only reason I'm not over halfway so far is because I've been spending so long trying to perfect every me. Vera said, no D16/Megatron yet. Is there a version of Megatron that you would choose to put in? Would it be Transformers 1 Megatron? Would it be More Than Meets the Eye Megatron? Oak said, the face paint stuff people are doing is super cool, but I'm not good enough to draw on Switch to do that fancy stuff. Same here. I'm so impressed with some of it. Some of it looks photorealistic. I think some of them are like jailbreaking their Switches, modding them, and like just importing files off their computer. They've got to be doing it that way, right? Oak says, so I'm trying to keep the style as close as possible to the default me style, with minimal face paint. I'll try to use face paint. I don't care about that. I'm just not gonna be good at it. Oak says, which is really hard for One Piece characters because what am I supposed to do with a skeleton? Also, I gave Logan a toy robot and he somehow didn't like it. Fake Logan. It was probably Ultra Magnus or Brawn. Probably. Let's headcanon that. It's the wrong robot. You gotta give him the right robot. Get him an Action Master Thundercracker. That'd be nice. That was my holy grail transformer for the longest time. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Rivulet says, yowie, with a bunch of question marks, huh?
Ultra Magnus hate detected. Water blast.
Ow! I've told you before, I'm not a fan of Ultra Magnus. I don't collect his toys. I've got reasons for it. But I'm sorry. I know you like Ultra Magnus. That just means that you get to have them all to yourself. You get to have them all to yourself. But thank you very much, Vero, for the 10 bits. And that's probably deserved. Rivulet says, Pavlov is so real. I call myself a silly little guy all the time. Foolsy says, Logan, don't doubt the indomitable human spirit of me makers. I wish I had that talent to be able to do those types of things. I mean, some of them look so cool. Anyway, let's get back to the game. And then I'll play some more in a minute. Actually, first, hang on, sip of water. I'm thirsty, hang on. Okay. Is there any way? Yeah, I'm assuming you can't like visit other people's islands because the way that they do the no censorship stuff. They don't want little kids wandering on some island with like R-rated language on there, yeah? Ah, but it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the murder, the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator.
Oh no, don't do it, don't arrest my snake.
Mr. Sholmes, do you mean? Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grilly.
She's got it like memorized. I don't think she even looked it up.
Precisely, my dear madam. I'm too young to be a madam. Call me mademoiselle. But what does it mean? What is this speckled band?
The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. It's the animal. It's gonna be hiding under the bed. Ooh. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? He's shadowboxing. There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not. I am ready. What I'm about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Huh?
He's punching you.
Oh crap. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on, wait, let me take care of this. Let me take care of this real quick here. Okay. Oh! I'm going the wrong way. Hang on. No, don't do it. Oh! Why, Herlock? Why you gotta be this way? Don't hurt me. I'm just. Ow! Oh, I need to retreat back in the corner. I need to retreat back up here. Why would he do that? I thought he was a nice guy. I thought he was nice. Behold! Whoa, what the? Whoa! Darkness! Ha! Wow, it is a snake!
Do I have something on my face? Y'all are looking at me like I have something on my face. And you'd tell me, right, if I had something on my face? That would be embarrassing.
Allow me to introduce you all to the band. The Speckled Band. Okay, the fact that it's Pavlova's pet and that it's not entirely murdering Stroganoff makes me think it's not venomous. Plus the autopsy report didn't find any poison, which I assume would include venom. So in that case, are we to say that the murder, maybe it was an accident, that the snake slithered along the wall and knocked like the Thinker statue off the shelf, and that clobbered Cosima, and it was just like an accident. And then maybe Pavlova came running in to collect her snake and saw that, and so she wrote the stuff on the ground in Russian in the ink to frame the wardrobe. So maybe there was no murder. It was just an accident, but there was a cover-up. Also, like, is beef stroganoff okay? Because if that's like a boa constrictor, that could probably crush his head, or at least like suffocate him. Oh, whoa, what if it is a constrictor and it wrapped around Cosma's neck, and that's why he had the cervical spinal fracture? It's from the snake crushing his neck. So maybe that's what it is. Oh, so it's not venom, it's just like a constriction? Let's keep going, let's find out. A snake? Indubitably. Are we gonna help him? Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It's striped. Striped. It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Or maybe strippy? Maybe it's got to shed its skin. Do a little strip tease with its skin. Strippy? Strippy, stripy? Strippy, stripy, stro? Huh?
Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it, the striped band, wouldn't you?
What's that noise it keeps making? I don't think snakes make that noise. You both see and observe with distinction. However, do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall?
Huh? Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap?
How exactly? I think perhaps it is time I explained the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Ms. Pavlova?
I'm sorry for...
Thank you, Toilet Duck! Thank you, Toilet Duck! I will save. That is a good idea. It's been a little while since I've saved. Thank you, Toilet Duck. I appreciate you, Toilet Duck. I'm guessing we're gonna have to do something that could lose me hit points soon. I'm sorry for the young man. Sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. I'm just sorry for that. Nothing else. Let me read some more comments in the chat then. Eglin said, I regret making some of the stupid items I did now that Logan's Mies is talking about them. Can you like remove the items if they're that bad? Oak says, I didn't plan ahead and now all of my Mies are talking about doing that. Eglin says, I have the same problem, but it's making out sloppy style. Quicket said the writer did the murder at a freaky zoo or something. Oh, that's why there's a lion. Oak said I low-key forgot that young Sheldon was on my island too, so that's a problem. He's 11. He's not allowed to say these things. Quicket said that's why I say it's an out-of-context case, because it's so out of nowhere for QED. Eglin said, due to this problem, Logan is now in the Period Tracker fan club. Wow. Well, you guys claim that's not the only reason to like that. It was a Love in Deep Space, right? Was that the name of the app? Quinkett said that said, there are some QED chapters that takes place in a what if future, and those cases are wild, lol. Imagine talking about logistics and morals of copy-pasting an AI's personality, one that a man fell in love with, but his boss wants to mass-produce to the AI to the world, and then after that, they discuss the morals of what if the AI dies? Would it show an actual afterlife? Then the morals of, is killing the AI considered murder? Yes, I love this manga. And then Vero says, I love this man! I'm super talking about Herlock. He's delightful. Let me take a look over at YouTube. Again, let's see. Rivulet says, Logan abuse, frowny face. Frozy says, fight back, Logan. I put good money on you. I can't fight back. Look, he said that. Just give him a little smooch on his ear. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Can't do it. Can't be violent. Let's play a little bit more of the chat.
I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death is nothing to do with me. The whole thing is nothing to do with me.
There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one. Last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin.
Huh?
And number two. Number two. That same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
No, not Mr. Snackers. That's my snake's name, Mr. Snackers.
Why did Herlock Sholmes choose to name the band Speckled instead of Striped? If you know the answer, you're a philosopher. Sholmes may have chosen to call it the Speckled Band over the Striped Band due to because Speckled is cooler than Striped.
I was like thinking there was actually like a thought process behind it. I was like, huh. I was like legitimately contemplating that. But yes, it's the same reason why bread tastes better than key. Thank you very much, Vero. I need to keep remembering not to I should look over when there's TTS, when it's going sooner and see if it's Vero. And if it's Vero, I need to realize whatever this is, this cannot be true. Vero is never honest with me. Vero only tells lies to make a fool out of me, but does it so well and effectively. But thank you very much for the 10 bits.
No.
She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. Or she's just worried that her snake is gonna get, like, euthanized because of this.
This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asogi?
It looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular! Oh. The great deduction! The game is afoot, so creepy people on the internet like the game. The intruder's identity. Are we doing this? Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. Your grammar is awful. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. You should say has. Or has. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. Oh, there's a question mark, so it's gonna be like her hand. Is her whole clutching hand isn't just out of fear, it's because she's got like a wound, a snake bite, and it's gonna show that the snake is not venomous or something like that? Oh, like a little twirly thing. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? That was the exclamation point, I think. I wasn't paying enough attention. Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without a doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. Okay, so that's not her friend. So the snake is not her friend. Maybe the snake is like a small chicken that the snake ate. Okay, so the snake is not her pet. That is not Mr. Sneckers. Mr. Sneckers maybe is a mongoose. That's some other animal. Which makes sense, because like there was a saucer. I don't think snakes eat from saucers. I think snakes like generally eat live prey that you drop into their cage, right? And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. You gonna do that again? Come on, bring it, bro. Bring it, bro. I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm not scared of you.
The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. It's a band. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? What are you reaching for? I think she has a gun! She has a gun!
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with this. Has nothing to do with any of this. This is not this. This is not with this. This is not anything with this.
Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Her hair? Oh!
That's a speckled band.
Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be the snake's sloughed skin. Okay, question marks, that's not the snake's skin, but it's kind of speckly. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Now, I don't think snakes change their pattern when they shed skin. I could be wrong. I'm not a snakeologist. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently... Oh, you should have said slithered instead of descended. Got his alliterative. Silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Conclusion, he's racist against the people of India. Oh, that's only the first topic. Oh, this is gonna be a long one. Topic 2, how did Mr. Asogi die? Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. I'm gonna save and then read a couple comments in the chat. This is a long dance. It's like you pick a slow dance with someone and the song ends up being longer than the radio edit that you're used to. I'm gonna read a couple more comments in the chat then. Queen Katie says, ah yes, Logan, welcome to the world of where is Herlock fooling around now? Oh, he's there. Okay. Oak says, okay, I'm very sleepy, so I must leave early. No! But I feel really bad about missing so many AA streams, so I want to try and catch up before case 3. Thank you for the Sari Vitrine. It made me smile. Good night, Oak. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Sorry you couldn't stay for the whole stream. Have a good rest of your night. Crystal says, yes, if you sang it and it's not good, get ready to die. Nora said, I have to go to sleep. Oh, also, okay then, is Nora going to bed? Good night, Nora. Queen said, also, chat, if you can, please read QED. It's a peak manga, and I love it. And even though all of the math terms goes over my head. And then Nora said, good night, everyone. Good night, Nora. Thank you for being here, for popping in for at least a little bit. Have a good rest of your night. Eglin said, oh, there's probably 100 levels at least, maybe infinite, since the travel tickets are always available. It's at least over 60. I'm at like level 62 right now. I do like that we live in an age. Oh, crap. Oh, dropped my water, almost knocked it over. Because there was like a period of time way back when, like where everybody had strategy guides. Like a game would come out and there was like an officially published strategy guide that tells you how to beat the game. I like living in the age where it's like, you get the game, it's like you don't know. You don't know what the cap is at first. You just got to play through and find out, or wait till it's out and then people will tell you. Vero says, I return! And Quickity says, welcome back. Yes, welcome back, Vero! And Vero says, good night, Nora. Let me take a look over YouTube chat. Frulzy says, what if 2 snakes? You know what? That only works depending on what type of snake it is. Because you can only add a second snake if the snake is an adder. This is the type of snake. An adder. Adder is add. You add. It's add. So you add a second snake. Sometimes my jokes are dumb. Rivulet says, I'm gonna go sleep now. Bye. Thank you for being here, Rivulet. Thank you for hanging out with us. It was really nice having you. You made it like 2/3 of the way through the stream, so I really appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night, Rivulet. Hopefully we'll see you next time. Okay, sip of water. Let's play some more here. Okay. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. Ha!
How do you make the picture appear in the air? Oh, I'm frightened by this hologram.
How did this young man lose his life? And why? Oh, he probably hasn't seen the autopsy report, so he's probably under the misconception that it was a venomous bite. According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. Oh wait, no, or maybe he did. Maybe Hosonaga showed it to him. Maybe I'm misremembering. Okay, so exclamation points, so she believes that.
Ha!
Ha! In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom! Oh, I'm so glad I could visibly see your question mark. Now, if we take that as fact, we're in the past now. You can tell because the victim is on the floor and I am sepia-toned. We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Did we ever figure out why the shoe polish, like how that plays into this?
Oh no! Could there be?
Yes. An examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. The almost, but not quite, imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend.
This makes no sense. He's not venomous. He's not venomous. We don't like Venom. The Tom Hardy, his voice was not a good Bane. He is an interesting character actor, but sometimes tries too hard.
There is no point feigning ignorance, Ms. Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now, your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. Ha! That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in the traveling case. Another question mark. That's gonna be a long dance, isn't it? When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You
don't.
It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you used to train your serpent friend. Snakes don't have good enough brains to train like that, bro.
To train? I have never been on train. Could I not just have boated him instead? I've been on boat right now.
Ha! Indeed, you'd put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. There's the whistle. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty. Duty. So you would listen for signs of life next door. The victim appeared not to have been dispatched. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Ha! Do you deny the snake has undergone such training?
He's not true. He's not true at all. He's a reptile. They cannot do that.
Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. Curtsy. Herlock. Out. Death by a venomous snake's bite. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. I hope if we start to dance around, you will have forgotten about this version of it. Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature. Do snakes like milk? Snakes aren't mammals. Snakes ain't mammals, bro. Incredible! You solved the mystery. It's not me. It's not me. I don't need to question anything. It's not me. Handcuffs off. Handcuffs off. Let's go. Let's go.
Amazing! Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Herlock Sholmes has become such a household name.
I also have a brand of peanut butter named after me. My dear man. It was nothing remarkable, as the Russians say. I could have done it with one left hand. Also, lobsters hibernate in the butt.
Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes?
But of course, what's on your mind?
It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me.
I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly.
Oh, well. Good. First of all... Ha. Snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family.
You, are well informed, madam. Most people don't know that. Most people think snakes are birds.
And reptiles, don't drink milk.
See! They also can't be trained. Ah!
It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward.
No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Baby mice, for example. They're practically milk. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds.
Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears.
Ah.
Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling.
But, madam, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sound of the flute? Yeah, they dance to the motion of the flute, not the sound.
I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements.
Oh. I see. You could not have told me all of this in private? Perhaps instead of in front of everyone? No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes.
There is one other thing.
You have more?
Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I am not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in the cabins.
Then it should try harder!
Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it is difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this.
Excuse me. Sherlock Sholmes chooses death. Goodbye.
I think... we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo!
I wish we would stick with just Naruhodo-san. I don't like changing back and forth honorifics. Oh no, you don't mean the dancing that I enjoyed so much! I'm trying to pretend I'm not gay in this game.
Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' last deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be.
All right, let's save before we do this. I'm looking forward to this. We got like 45 minutes left. Oh crap, we only got 45 minutes left in the stream tonight? I guess now is already a good time to start keeping an eye out for raid suggestions. But yeah, we got plenty of time to do this dance of deductions. Our seductive deductive dance. We got a pin message on Twitch written by Queen Katie, pinned by Vera, said, "These are all real reasons why the original Adventures of the Speckled Band Sherlock Holmes story doesn't make sense, apparently." Wow. Wow, you know, what was it? Was it Shu Takumi who wrote all this? Whoever it is, the writer must have had a real bone to pick with those old Arthur Conan Doyle stories. Decided to write an entire game just to point out everything wrong with them. Oh, I'm glancing over. I see a first-time chatter. Oh, this is Raina Bond. Is this who we rated the other day? Raina Bond, hi. Yeah, I think we rated you, didn't we? Yeah, we rated you on Friday, right? Hi, let me give you the quick rundown of the channel. Hi, my name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. This is our main game we're currently playing, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're also alternating with some shorter games, like last time we were playing the Batman Telltale series. We just finished episode 2 of that. And so yeah, read every comment in chat. I am right now probably like a good 15 to 20 minutes behind to the Twitch chat, but I have an overlay that shows me at the bottom of the chat with a little thing if there's a first-time chatter. So hi, welcome. In fact, let me scroll down so I can see if you said things so that I can say hi. Oh, you just little emotes. Oh, those are cute. Little heart emotes. Welcome. For everyone who wasn't here last time, like I said, we rated on Friday and it was a delightful stream. So thank you for being here. Oh, there we go, saying hi. Yes, he did. Saw you and wanted to pop in. Well, thank you for popping in. It is good to have you. I hope your day is going well. In fact, let's pause right now and read a few comments in the chat so I can get a little bit caught up, because as I said, I think last timestamp I was about 15 minutes behind. Let's see. Quiggita says, I think. Vera said, yay, just in time. Quiggita said, AKA Magpie's greatest complaint about a certain Sherlock Holmes plotline. Oh, and there's a timestamp, 1 hour, 41 minutes. Crap, I am a lot farther behind than just 20 minutes. I'm 35 minutes behind now. Vera said, please don't pee in the cabin, Logan. Oak says, pee in the cabin, Logan. Oak, you went to bed and came back just to tell me to pee in the cabin. Vera says, no. Says D16 all the way, but if I were to pick Megatron, it's probably Transformers animated. Oh, good choice. Said, I know, but I will still hit you with the water blast. Queen Gator said, so, Logan, those stripes on Biff, huh? Oh, so that's why he has the stripes on his face? Is that the snake? Oh, so he probably helped bring Pavlova into the cabin, and maybe the snake just likes to wrap around his face. That's why. So it's not a sunburn like I was guessing before. It is snake squeezing marks. Oh, I like that. Quita said, if you can't pin, that's okay. Oh, whoa. I love the snake model, by the way. It's so good for Ace Attorney. Vera said, I'll let him think about the snake more. Quita says, okay. Eglin said, Logan, love and deep space is the exact reason that I added that to my Tomodachi life save. Vera said, love you too. Quita said, it's time to dance. The snake be like, eh. And Vera said, I just remembered. Queen said, question mark. And Vera said, I forgot to tell you this and don't want to clog the chat with TF talk, but I read the issue with Cosmos and Soundwave on my bingo card. Hey! Since Ari was Transformers, he said something and it reminded me. I should have asked if you read farther and more than Meets the Eye than 44, because I think 45 may have been a 2-part story that I really like and I would have liked you to read, or did you just go back over to formerly RID? And then Vera says, oh, wait, hang on. Let's see. Sorry, I lost track of where I was. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Kaifi said, howdy, Mr. Roboto. Just want to pop in and say hi before going to sleep. How are you doing, Kaifi? I don't know if you already left and already went to sleep, but thank you for being here, Kaifi. Okay, so Raina _Bond I'm sorry that I'm still so much farther behind in chat, even than I thought I was. But thank you again for popping in and being here. I will read some more chat soon, so anything else you have written, I will read out loud. I promise. Let me have a sip of water. I'm gonna finish off this one, then we'll get back in the game for a bit. All right, so we're gonna do our dance of deductive seduction.
Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be.
I had a feeling that was coming. All right, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for. Mr. Naruhodo! Ah, he likes it too. They're friends. Yes, right. Ha! So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again. Ow! And he took off our handcuffs so that we can do our dance freely. What? What? You've done it again! Okay, what we ought to do now is like, as soon as the dance is done, like, I don't know, shove my hands into my pockets or something? Keep them far away from each other so we can't handcuff us again.
Your handcuffs are gone. Where did they go?
Fear not, I shall see they're restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular! I like how different this game mechanic is. It really feels like they decided that this game, by not having Phoenix Wright or any of those characters in it, they could really have freedom to try new things. Topic 1, Intruder's Identity. Ms. Pavlova, moments ago, you claimed the following. Ha! His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. I'm gonna also save again because you guys said I can lose hit points here. I think it's gonna be relatively straightforward based on what I saw, but I could be wrong. But it'll probably take some time. Our goal is to finish this dance before the end of the stream tonight. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. Well, she does have a pained expression on her face.
Yes, that's true.
I love the 2D drawings.
She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind.
But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then?
Let's take a moment and really look closely at Miss Pavlova.
Let's see, let's rotate around her. Let's rotate all around. Yeah. I like that we can see Biff in the background. Oh, there's a scratch on her hand. So I was right. Claw scratch. Let's click other things first, just to like get some other dialogue, because we don't present it if we just click it. We click it and we find out more about it. Aching heart. She really does look troubled.
Yes, it's hard to believe she's putting that expression on to fool us.
But if you look closely, it's almost like she's actually staring at something.
At what, do you think?
Perhaps something's physically causing her pain. We should have a closer look. Can we see into the palm of her hand? Is something in the palm? In the palm. Palmy. Can we look down at like her coat? In the pocket. Is she a pain in the butt? Is her aching heart and the hand really the only things we can click? What about her ear? A left ear! Her left ear? It's got a hole in it!
She has such petite ears among that beautiful hair, like little pink shells.
Oh, what was that? There's something dangling down from her ear. It's weird.
Ah, that's an ear ring. The crescent moon part looks as though it's made from wood.
Thank goodness it's not glass. Naruhodo might try to eat it. Runs in the family.
It's charming, isn't it?
Women do seem to love adornments like that, and women do seem to love wood. In their hair, around their necks, on their fingers. They love wood in all those places, and even hanging from their ears, it seems.
Well, jewelry is beautiful, Naruhodo-san.
Okay, so we did find something else. Can we look at the other ear? Oh, the right ear has a smaller earring. Oh, it's missing. It's got the clasp, but the actual earring is broken off. Is that a clue?
She has such petite ears among the beautiful hair like pink shells.
Oh, what's that? Huh? There's something attached to her ear, just a little something.
Ah, I expect that's what's called an earring. It's a little piece of jewelry.
An earring, is it? Wow, this thing that you just now told me about for the first time ever, it's really tiny.
Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. So now all that's left is the clasp part that attaches to the ear.
If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed it's broken. That's gotta be important, right? They wouldn't just throw in something like that randomly.
Claw scratch. Oh, blood! Naruto's unlocked. That looks like a very painful wound.
It looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal with claws, like from limbs. Must be the snake. A snake surely has limbs and claws. And fairly recently, too.
Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here.
It's a claw scratch. Present.
Yes!
Yes!
Claw scratch!
Oh crap, I forgot we were supposed to select the wrong ones because we get extra dialogue. Oh, I am dumb. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Ms. Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night?
Oh, when I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse.
And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Okay, if her pet is not the snake, I'm gonna make a little guess here. It's a small guess, very small guess. I'm gonna guess that the snake is actually Biff Stroganov's pet. And part of the reason they don't allow pets on board is because that he's worried that the ship's snake will harm those pets. And when he was trying to shout at us before, it was to tell us, no, you idiots, this snake is mine. What's wrong with you? She does not own a snake, but like in a Russian accent or something like that. Does that work? I'm gonna read a couple more comments in the chat. Vero said, I just saw someone who made rock, paper, and scissors in Toma Life, and paper fell in love with rock at first sight. Game of the year. And then Vero said to Kaifi, hi, have a good rest. Kaifi says, I wani, I'm good at. And Vero said, it's so peak. Quiggett said, oh, this is so weird and funny. A game on my wish list is 10% off now. Went from $4.99 to $4.49. Okay, what I hate is when you have a game and it's like a AAA game or something like that. It'd be like $60 normally. And then you'll go on there and you'll see, oh my gosh, it's on sale for 50% off, but it's like the $100 version deluxe thing. It's like, no, don't tell me it's like, it's 50% off if you're still paying like full price for the darn thing, basically. Okay, let's keep going here. As I suspected, another telltale glance. And that's probably why the snake isn't killing him and why he has like such permanent marks on him is because that he's used to it. Without a doubt. Oh, okay, whatever he was. Crap. What was he saying in the history? I was looking at the snake. Without a doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except snakes don't have claws. I mean, do they? I just noticed something. Chad, look at Beef Stroganoff's little sailor scarf, where it's tied in a knot, the part that's dangling down. That's a fish. I'm not like a literal fish, but it's designed to look like a fish. It's a little design detail. Have you guys seen this? It's like just dangling down from his neck. See, there's like there's the eye of the fish right there. It's like facing upward, and here's its tail fin back there. It doesn't have like what do you call it, a dorsal fin or like side, but that's totally a fish. That is totally a fish. That's got to be intentional, right? Snakes don't have claws, do they?
No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow.
Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, What is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers? Let's save. I'm gonna save in case I mess this up. I will stagger the save in case on my own free time if I want to go back and listen to all the foolish wrong answers because they amuse me.
We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer.
Probably to the trunk. We'll look in the trunk and it'll be junk and there'll be poop. Oh, there's a picture frame behind the teapot. It's gonna be a picture of her with an animal. It's gonna be a picture of her with a cat, right? Right. It's a picture of her with a cat. This is so dumb. Let's look at everything else first. Writhing serpent. The more I look at this creature, the more its stripes stand out. It's a very impressive snake, isn't it? I just hope the cat isn't like a... Oh, what if the speckled band is the cat's tail? The cat was in the vent and the cat's tail was dangling out. And the whistling sound was her calling the cat back for some milk. Ah! And maybe it is unrelated then. Maybe it's just a coincidence. That'd be disappointing if it's just entirely a coincidence though.
Oh yes, it really is. And it seems to be doing its best to squeeze this poor sailor's head until it bursts.
Yes! It's a terrifying sight. And slightly heartwarming at the same time. Why do I want to be squeezed until I burst? Why do I want that, Susato? Anyway, it would probably be a good idea not to get too close. I don't like that. I'm not one of those, like, people that are like, you know, crush my head between your thighs or something. I think that's gross. Yeah, look, see, it's a snake. Or not a snake, excuse me, a fish. It's a fish around his neck. Seaman Stroganoff! There's no doubt, is there? She looked in this direction. Straight at Seaman Stroganoff.
Well, they do seem to be friends of sorts. But I can't imagine how he could possibly fit through that ventilator.
Don't forget that I managed to fit inside Cosmo's trunk when we first boarded the ship.
I would ask what that proves, but I think an equivocal little smile would be more effective.
Oh, okay. So she's not looking, is she looking at his pants? No, just all of him. The teapot. I have a feeling that it was this teapot that Ms. Pavlova's eyes flickered over to before. I love it. This is so close we can see the picture so clearly. The cat looks like it's gonna be adorable when we get a good look at it though.
You think this is the friend she's been talking about?
Maybe there's a mouse in it. You ever read Alice in Wonderland? Well, Dormouse in the teapot. Well, we're all different, aren't we? Whatever we might say about it, if that's the way she feels.
I don't think I'll say anything about it, Leon. You and the teapot can discuss it instead.
Wait, that's not what I meant. We look at the chair. Oh yes, now we see the picture. Photograph frame. Oh, it is cute. It's the little kitty, so adorable. Look at those big eyes. Ah, look at that photograph in this frame. She also looks so much happier than she does in the newspaper. What if it turns out the reason she ran away from the ballet wasn't because they were like overworking her or because it was exploitative, but just because they like wanted her to get rid of her cat or something? That'd be sweet. I'm gonna read a couple more comments to chat. Fear says, save 50 cents. Address me. Address the striped band. Crystal says, I love Sholmes. He's so silly. Fear said, I mean, it might work. We used to have a pet bunny who would eat everything, including meat and landline cords. Then we had to replace it multiple times. It lived a good life, and it was chubby as heck. We tried stopping her, but she wouldn't stop eating with my younger sister, who was like 8 at the time. Anything she ate, the bunny ate with her. Oh, that's cute, though. Kind of a pain to deal with, but adorable. Crystal said, nom nom, all the delicious foods. Vera said, turned into a carnivore. Well, my understanding is a lot of herbivores, such as rabbits, will be, what do they call them? Opportunistic carnivores, where it's like, if they have food presented to them, they'll eat it. It's just that they don't hunt, and so they don't usually have that option. So they just usually eat vegetables, grasses, things, plants, plant life, that's the word. Queegita said, these are all real. Oh, that was pinned earlier. Chris said, laughing, no, Herlock Sholmes, do not choose death. Vera said, Logan, you made him so pathetically endearing. I know, I like him. And a timestamp that was plural, so it didn't show up. And there's where Arena Bond came in. Okay, so I got to that point. At least let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Toshi says, 2 snakes and they're kissing. They're doing tongue. They're like, with their little tongues sticking out. I'm told that snake tongues is how they smell the air, actually, and so that their olfactory sense is powered by their tongue. So they're just sniffing each other with tongue. They're French sniffing. French sniffing. Is that a thing? That sounds like that should be a thing. Fruzzy says, I like how you think. Johnny J.R. Zabala says, it's not nighttime. Johnny J.R. Zabala, have you been here before? Have you been here before, like with a slightly different username or something? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember if I've seen your username here before. I don't know if I have or not. So Johnny Jr. Zabala. If you're new, let me give you the quick rundown of the channel. My name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Right now, this is our main game, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're alternating with some shorter games, including the Batman Telltale series. And so that's what we'll be playing on Tuesday. I'll post the schedule for this week on Discord tomorrow. Speaking of which, here's our link tree. Has all of our social media, including a Discord invite, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all the good stuff. Feel free to check it out or ignore it, assuming you're even still here. But yeah, that is there should you feel so inclined. All right, we got the cute cat. So let's, oh, and also we're past the 2.5 hour mark, so if anybody has raid suggestions, let me know. Ah, look at the photograph in this frame. I just also feel like as soon as we see the cat, there is no way the 3D model of this cat is going to be as adorable as that drawing of the cat. It's the 3D model of the cat is going to be disappointing, I can assure you. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. Oh, and it's a bell! That's the thing that broke! On the, does that mean Cosmo's trying to step on the cat? That he sees the cat and was like stomping? When were cats introduced to Japan? I remember reading a little history bit of trivia that was talking about like the first time cats were brought over there and like the Emperor of Japan was gifted a cat and the reaction and how delighted he was by the cat and everything. But yeah, so I don't know if Naruhodo, why do I go? Ryunosuke, there we go. I'm so used to Susato calling him by his last name. I don't know if Ryunosuke would know what a cat looks like then. Huh. Anyway, I guess we'll find out.
She is exceptionally beautiful, isn't she?
Yeah, that's true, that's true. But personally, what I like is the little black creature she's holding. It's caught my eye. I don't know what it is, but I immediately love it, and I would kill everyone in this room and then myself if anything bad ever happened to it. I think that was on like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Either that or Parks and Rec. I don't know. I will do it. It's one of those shows. So does that mean that Cosmo wouldn't have recognized what the cat is and would have like stomped on the cat and tried to kill it? Except the cat looks black. However, this is a black and white photograph. There is a faint, yeah, you can see my mouse, right? There is a faint line going here across the cat's face. So it might be like a calico or something, and that could be like a different coloration there. And so maybe the tail has speckles, but just because it's a black and white photograph, they're all blending in, looking like the same gray shade. That's what I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say the speckled band is the cat's tail. But again, I'm gonna be so sad if Cosmo was trying to stomp on this cat. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. Cat. Oh, but the caption says little kitten. Apparently, Ryunosuke knows what a kitten is. Ms. Pavlova? That must be a stage costume she's wearing.
It's quite stunning. I should like to have something like that.
And she's wearing the 20,000 rubles on her head as well, look!
It's called a tiara, Naruhodo-san, and you shouldn't think of it purely in terms of its value.
She must be a strong-willed woman. To turn her back on the world stage and run away all on her own. Tiara, no. Earring? That's a different earring. Little kitten! Can I look at the bell? Yeah, so that is the bell. The bell is the thing that was broken. Look at the little cat. Oh, so he does know what a cat is. Why was he saying creature before? Look at the little cat Ms. Pavlova is cuddling here.
Oh, what a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san? For the blackest outfit! Oh.
I thought you were gonna say for the cutest person in the room. But it's a black and white photograph. We don't know what color this cat is. Probably brown. Huh. A black kitten. And from the look of this picture, at least, Ms. Pavlova seems very attached to it. Kitten, present.
No!
Yes! Little kitten, or little kitten, little kitty. Ha!
Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Ha, yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear.
Oh no!
Ha. The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear, it might also not even still be a kitten anymore. Who knows how old this photo is? If it's like, 9 months to a year old, the cat could be full grown by now. Is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you?
Arg, no! I did not want people to know I'm a cat lady. Darka!
Because the dark colored cat.
Darka is my best friend. Oh, Darka, I'm not creative with my cat names. I couldn't leave her behind.
Darker would appear to be a Russian blue. From the black and white photograph? Are you just saying that because that's a Russian breed? But that's a gray cat. Russian blues aren't speckled, though. Maybe the cat has a toy? And yet, the fact leaves us in a quandary. My cat Pepper, her mom was a Russian blue. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? Oh, it's its skin. Is he gonna say that the cat shed its skin? Oh, we got a pin message on Twitch. This is written by Queen Katie, pinned by Vera. Oh, it's a name fact for the cat. The cat's Japanese name is Kuropi. Oh no, excuse me, Kuropoi. Kuropoi. Kuro means black, right? I think Kuro, cause cause when we met Kurokuma over in Ultra Despair Girls, that was like black bear, which means blackish or dark in Japanese, reference to the color of her fur. Okay, so Kuropoi. Her English name, Darka, is likely a play on dark. Darka is a Slavic name meaning gift. Oh, that's cute then. I like that. And that's good that the name sounds Russian. I mean, Slavic is, whereas Kuropoi sounds Japanese. And it's like, why would this Russian girl have a cat with a Japanese name? So yeah, I like that. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat though. Vera says, Terena, welcome in, and then gives a schedule in the link tree. Crystal said, yeah, we rated them, the one with the cute PNG. Reina says, hi, yes you did, saw you wanted to pop in. Thank you, the cute ping I'm using was made by a good friend of mine. I do art as well, but I love her art style, so I use it more. Vera said, nope, gotta read formerly RID and finish Windblade Volume 2. When you read the next 2 issues, you'll see why I'm excited for them. Just because, like, characters. Crystal said, do not eat glass like Phoenix! In all caps. Queen said in all caps. Well, now I can't unsee that tie knot. Thanks a lot, Logan. Thanks, not. Maybe. I don't know. I think it enhances his character design. Makes him more seaman-like. Eglin says, I think my boss is trying to adopt the Valentine's brothers. He's always hanging out with them like he's part of the family. Aww. You need to show your boss in real life, your Tomodachi life island. Okay, let's play a little bit more here. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with... This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, so when she was saying this, she meant the thing in her hand.
This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be a snakeskin soft skin. A snake soft skin. Snake soft skin. Let's save again. I think I've forgotten again to do the wrong answers. I think I'm just gonna have to not do the wrong answers, unless there's like a really good wrong answer that jumps out. And yeah, maybe in my own free time, I'll go back and see what all the dialogue would be. Let's see here.
Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back.
If she just left it in her pocket, no one would have ever known. It almost looks like a... I was gonna say a necktie, but there's a second point at the bottom, so maybe not. Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something.
I thought deduction was his specialty. Or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too.
Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake.
In which case, just what is Ms. Pavlova hiding behind her back? Okay, so in retrospect, the more I think about this, this has got to be the reason why they killed off Watson, right? Because if Watson was here, Watson probably does this for Herlock everywhere else. And so Watson being dead makes way for Ryunosuke to do this. So what can we click on her? Click the newspaper, click her face, click her whatever. Okay, so this is behind her. What? Yeah. Oh! What is that? A pen? Or it's a handle? Oh, is it like one of those dancing ribbon things that you use in modern dance? Is that the only thing we can click? I guess we'll take a closer look at it. Snake sloth skin. Inspect it. Well, it is speckled and it's a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy, a long piece of cloth of some sort. Well, I was thinking because that looks like a handle, but maybe that's something else. Maybe it's like a stocking, like a leotard, because it looks dirty at the bottom. So maybe that's where her feet goes in, and her toes are always on the ground, like on point. So yeah, it's a leotard, like a costume. And that looks like a handle at one end. Okay, so it is a handle. So never mind then. Oh, it's a cat toy. That's all it is. I was trying to tie it to her being a ballet dancer.
I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently.
How is that a toy for cats? Where do you plug it in to charge the battery?
Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love this sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it.
Are we gonna use that to get the cat to come out from hiding? It sounds positively adorable. Cat's toy. But the cat's toy isn't the answer, right? I mean, or maybe it's just that we're correcting him on what it is, but there's nothing else we can click. Can we click your ear? Right, okay, it's just the same thing with the right and the left ear. So I guess let's present it and see if we can correct him on that. Present!
Yes!
Cat's toy. I wonder if we hit present before examining it. That would have been the wrong answer then. Yes, the thing you are trying but failing to conceal is, a cat's toy! Precisely, and the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. Oh, so it is fluffy. It's probably got like feathers in it. Remember one time my cat was playing with a toy that had like feathers? It was a little automated thing, had these bright purple feathers. So they obviously died, and they're like popping out, and my cat's batting. And at one point she caught it, ripped one of the feathers out, and it's like a big long feather. And I'm watching her, I'm like, he ripped the feather out. But she was like batting at it, so I wasn't thinking too much about it. And then I look over, and before I could do anything, she suddenly chomps down on, just like, chomp, 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 and just eats the feather. And I guess it was part of a bird, but it's gross. It's gross. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. Oh, I just realized my cursor's on the screen. Sorry about that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Ms. Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. In summary, the nature of this friend of Ms. Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. Again, how do we know it's Russian blue? Why are we? It's a black and white photograph. A truly troublesome feline young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova? The photograph of Miss Pavlova and Darka has been entered into the court record.
A photograph of Ms. Pavlova and her friend, a kitten named Darka. The tiara she would wear on stage can also be seen.
Oh, crap. I don't think we're going to get through this dance, this seductive dance tonight after all. We're like 10 minutes away from the 3-hour mark, so last call for raid suggestions.
It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord.
Oh, wonder if it's like, was the movement of the ship that spooked her or something?
Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator.
Yeah, it is sounding more and more like that. Hopefully, this cat is just completely irrelevant. So the whole thing with the diary and the speckled band has nothing to do with Kazuma's murder. He was just smacked over the head with something. I mean, but it can't even be an accident, though, because somebody had to go in and write that on the ground in Russian, right? Unless, once again, it was just her doing it because that she was worried that him being killed by an accident caused by the cat, maybe, I don't know, that the cat be found out. I don't know. But it doesn't excuse her for framing it. But it would have to be someone who knew that we're in the... Maybe she went over and opened the wardrobe, saw us sleeping, and closed it and smeared the tape. We saw like handprints all over it when Herlock used his weird poofy powdery chemical thing. Maybe we can check her fingerprints. They did fingerprints back then, right?
Darka, she's so naughty.
Intruder's identity. No. A beloved kitten. Solved! How Mr. Rasogi died. Death by a venomous snake's bite. Correction. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. Let's save again. Save. Yeah, I don't know how much more we're going to be able to get done tonight. But you know, on the plus side, if we don't finish this dance of deduction, that means that tonight's stream will not end with Herlock, disappearing and us only having Hosanaga. Next stream, we'll still have more Herlock Sholmes. I should ask Queen Katie, since you know all the parts and everything, how close are we to finishing this? Will we finish next time, do you think? Let me read some more in the chat. Queen Katie says, okay, I just have to share this story, because what the heck? So earlier today after church, me and my dad were driving home. We passed by some police officers doing something, but we never found out what, until Dad looked through social media. Apparently a foot-long alligator was in town, and we passed by the officers finally catching it? I'm glad you didn't get eaten. Wow. Okay, well, hang on, though. A foot long, that's only like this big. Oh, 6 foot long. I misread that. 6 foot long. Why did I miss the word 6? Okay, 6 foot. That is, because alligator like this, I could take an alligator like this. I could, especially if that includes his tail. He's tiny. I could totally take an alligator that's only a foot long. I could take 6 of them. But if they combined into one gestalt of a 6 foot long alligator, no, I'm dead. Queen said, wait, I just realized a foreshadow about this snake. The mouse traps. To catch mice to feed to the snake. It is Beef Stroganoff's pet. Quickity says timestamp. Logan's been alive for 2 hours 34 minutes. Okay, so I need to catch up a bit. Although it looks like there's not too much before I'm caught up. Eglin says, oh no, I just realized I'm gonna have 2 me's with the same name. Can you edit the name? I know that I think somebody on either on Discord or last time on here said that you can edit me. Can you change the names? I know you can change the pronunciation, right? I think. Crystal with some raid suggestions. Thank you very much, Crystal. I will copy these over into my text file right now. Always being the MVP of the stream. Thank you, Crystal. I think Crystal with just saying oof. And then Queen Katie says B99. I don't know what the B99 is. I'm not sure. Crystal says, cute kitty. Queen said, by the way, based on the guide, even though we're not going to finish the case tonight, I can say with great confidence, we're finishing case 2 next time. Oh, that was the question I was just asking. I should have shut up and not bothered to ask the question. I just relied that chat would provide the information in due time. Queen said, oh, that was the pin message earlier with the trivia about the cat's name. Vex says, it's been a whole day, so I am very happy to just sit and watch you stream now longer. I thank you for being here, Vex. I'm hoping this is helping you unwind. I'm sorry to say that we are going to be wrapping up fairly soon because we're very close to the 3-hour mark. But how are you doing, Vex? 3 says hello, Logan and everyone. How you doing, 3? Well, everybody's getting here right at the end. Welcome, how are you? Raina with some emotes. Vera says, oh, Logan, it's a cat toy. I thought he would clock it. I was too busy thinking about like her job. I'm dumb. But that's fair. Quiggity said, I would recommend at least finishing the dance, then saving for the night. Well, the problem is we've spent like the last 20 or so minutes on this dance. So I don't know if that's even possible. Raina says, have a good night. It's late for me, but it was nice popping in here for a bit. Well, thank you for being here, Raina. I really appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night. And Vera says, good night. Have a nice rest. And Raina says, you as well. Okay, I guess we can go a little bit further into the dance. How about that? Just a little bit more of the dance. Okay, let's keep going. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. Ha! How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom! And this is gonna be simple. We just are gonna present the autopsy report, yeah?
What Mr. Sholmes says is true. We should not correct him. It's true. Oh, that part. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body.
That's right. But Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned.
Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now.
I'm gonna present things. I'm gonna present. I got the cat toy. Oh, I thought that was a cat toy for a second. But yeah, it's just the mark on the floor. Post-mortem report from SS Buria's medical officer giving the cause of death as a cervical spine injury. There are no traces of external injury or poison. So yeah, male, Far Eastern, time of death, sometime between 1 a.m. and a little past 2 a.m. Well, we know unless the diary entry was forged, it was at least after 1:35. Cause of death, damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. So he couldn't have written the dying message. We're in the clear! We should just say that right in. Who gives a crap about all this stuff with the snakes and cats? Just say that. He couldn't have written the wardrobe message. And then say, like, look, when the ship tips, the bolt slides. Doors lock. We're fine. Victim's neck was almost certainly broken as a result of a strong blow to the area. No obvious external injuries or traces of poison. Okay, and present.
Yes!
Yes! Post-mortem report. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other.
His neck was...
Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. I'm gonna save again. And I need to just fully catch up to the chat. Give me just a second here to fully catch up, because we are like 2 minutes away from the 3-hour mark. 2 minutes as of right now. Hang on, exit back out of this. 1 second. Yeah, let me fully catch up to the chat. Let's see. Raina says, you as well. Quieta said, I'll say that after the dance, the end game of the case with several presenting items, and then the case ends. One entire paragraph of that. In fact, for sure next stream we finish it. I don't know about that. Sometimes one paragraph can take hours. Quieta said Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Okay, that's what it was from. I knew it was one of those shows. Eglin said, I can change the names, but I mean, I'm adding 2 characters that share a name. They're both named Luke. Could one be like Luke 1, Luke 2, or like the last name initial? Queen Gaeta said, or maybe that you can change how they're pronounced, because you can do that, right? Queen Gaeta said, for your reference earlier, think of the very of the snake face stream. Yeah, maybe just save this exact spot and hope to come back here. I don't know, lol. Logan's the driver here. Veer said, I'll grab food. There, 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 55 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. Yeah, I think I'm still caught up over on YouTube. I mean, I do see that we got a couple of lurkers over there, but let me give the quick rundown just in case we have any more lurkers that weren't here the last time we explained it or don't know the deal. My name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We are right now alternating between this game. This is our main game, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and some shorter games. So we're playing the Batman Telltale series right now, so that's a lot of fun. I'll be posting the schedule tomorrow on Discord. Speaking of which, let me give you our link tree over on Twitch. There it is. I already pasted it over on YouTube just a little while ago, so you can check it out as you see fit. We're gonna go ahead and we will initiate one of these raids here because we need to wind down. We're at the 3-hour mark, so let's go ahead and do a raid. Here is our raid message. There is that, so you can copy that over your clipboard like I just did. So like I said, tomorrow's gonna be Monday. That means I'm gonna post the schedule up on Discord. There's not gonna be any really big surprises with it. It's about what do you expect. Tuesday is our next stream. That's gonna be episode 3 of Batman the Telltale series. Then Thursday, we're gonna pick up right here, right smack here, right in the middle of this dance. Oh, and I see AMC with the hydrate command. Thank you very much, AMC. I had to open a new bottle of water of that. Thank you. Crystal says, and I'll quote, Batman, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Our two faces are one face because we made good decisions, I think. But I thank you all for being here. I love and appreciate you all. I am enjoying the heck out of this game. This is, I mean, all the Ace Attorney games are delightful. But this one, I don't know. It seems to have some extra whimsy in it. It's refreshing. I really like it. So, everybody have a good Monday. Vero, if you can hear me, I don't know if you're still getting food. Update us tomorrow, whenever you get your package. Let us know on Discord. Crystal said, thank you for the very special stream. Thank you all for being here. Like, seriously, everyone on Twitch and everyone on YouTube, including you lurkers. It means a lot to me that you spend your time with me. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you. You guys are like the best community I could ever ask for. Thank you for being so amazing, so wonderful. I'll post the schedule tomorrow on Discord. See you Tuesday for Batman, Thursday for more of this. Everyone on Twitch, enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Okay, so Twitch has rated out everyone on YouTube. Thank you for being here as well. I know it wasn't as talkative of a night over on YouTube, but anyone who was there, even if you're just lurking and being silent, I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. So to everyone there on YouTube and everyone in the future watching the VOD, you're awesome. Good night as well. When I see Toshi saying bye, Logan, bye, Toshi.